Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 632. We are live. Welcome to Twitch. Welcome to the debut of our brand new show, TWA Underground. This is, of course, going to be different from our other shows in a major way. First of all, it's going to be mostly comprised of underground matches, and, of course, extreme tag team and faction wars are going to take place on this show. It should be an absolutely fire show today. 9 matches. We've got 4 championships on the line. We have 3 vacant championships, obviously, because it's a brand new show. We have brand new championships. We do, however, have a champion in existence because we had a tournament for the Men's Underground Championship, and of course Zach Payne from Team Ace Hunter won that privilege. He became the inaugural TWA BMF Underground Champion, but he will be defending today. It is our debut show, and all championships are on the line, so Ace Hunter, your boy is up today. Going to be defending his championship for the very first time. But it's going to be a great show. We've got some Joe Links match recaps and highlights to look at, which we did not do the other day. We are going to manage to do that today. We've got, I believe he's almost caught up to the end of episode 630. And there's some house shows prior to that, but I think what we'll do is we'll just pick up from episode number 629, his recaps for that, and whatever he's got done for episode 630. He has not gotten to episode number 631 yet, which is, of course, our show that was on YouTube, our last show, Action Zone Wrestling. But we have 629, and I have to check. I almost think he's done episode 630. Let me have a look quickly, actually. Recaps. Yes, so he's done. He has finished episode 630. So we have recaps from 629 and 630 to run through today. As well as a fantastic card. It's going to be an absolute thrill ride today, so you don't want to miss a single solitary second of the action. I'm just going to open up my dashboard so I know what's going on. Don't have to worry about Glenola. I'm sure he's sleeping. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Mufasa's in the house. What's going on, Mufasa? I see you, Demon. Honeybee Wrestling in the house. Ace Hunter is also in the house. What's going on, guys? I know it's early today. It's not our normal time slot, but I had the opportunity, and I'm kind of excited to debut this new show. I'm not going to lie. It's just different from our other shows. So I don't know if you guys saw on Discord yesterday, but I did officially retire TAW. Twitch All-Star Wrestling, I mean, initially it started out on YouTube. It was YTD Academy, and it was a development league, and we moved it back to Twitch, and it was rebranded as Twitch All-Star Wrestling. But Action Zone Wrestling and WWG are the 2 more popular of the 3 brands. And let's face it, we don't need 3 brands that are so similar to one another. So we have retired TAW. Now that said, every TAW champion is going to get a shot at a championship on the next Wrestle Wars Genesis. So it's going to be a badass show because we're going to see streamer teams versus streamer teams in addition to superstars against the streamer teams. Every championship will be on the line because, again, any TAW champion is going to get a shot at a Wrestle Wars Genesis championship. And then, of course, Action Zone Wrestling will be much of the same, which is one of our next show. Actually, I think it is our next show. But I think we're going to be doing some Action Zone Wrestling house shows, and then we're going to go right to Wrestle Wars Genesis, then run Action Zone Wrestling live. So it's going to be a very interesting day, but again, today's show is all about underground matches and extreme tag teams and factions, and that's what TWA Underground is going to focus on, extreme matches and underground matches. It's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit different for us. Helldog, I'm doing good. How you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. What's everybody up to today? How's everybody's day going so far? Anything new and exciting? Anything I need to know about or want to know about? You know, if you're naked and can't find something to wear for the day, I don't necessarily want to know that. But, you know, if you won the lottery, bought a new car, house, got married, divorced. Actually, no, we don't care if you got divorced. Well, we care a little bit, but we don't want to hear about it. That's just depressing. Finished work early today. Fantastic. Just chilling? Well, I'm glad you're chilling with us, Helldog. We are glad you're chilling with us. Mufasa's eating pizza rolls for breakfast. Nice. Now, are they just cheese and sauce, or is it pepperoni? Is there anything in those pizza rolls? Because I know, you know, there's different types of pizza rolls, so I don't know what kind you're eating, but that actually sounds quite delicious. How can you join this league? Well, we do have, well, first and foremost, most people you know, watch a show or two, get to know everybody, see how things work around here. We're very storyline driven here. We do have redemptions where people can redeem championship matches. We also have opportunities while you're live in the chat room where you can drop things like exclamation point TWA, exclamation point action zone, etc. And sorry, it's not that's wrong. Or wait a minute. I can't even remember how our redeems work because I don't do them myself, but you can actually redeem live during shows and try to earn opportunities at championship belts. Triple meat pizza rolls, nice. Mufasa, what are the redeem commands to become championship worthy? I actually forget. It's exclamation point TV, right? I initially said TWA, but that's not how it works. I think exclamation point TV, exclamation point Pure. By the way, the Pure Championship is going to survive. That's a championship I am keeping from TAW. We're simply going to rebrand that, and it's going to become a Pure Submission Championship, and it will be utilized for TWA Underground. So yeah, there we go. So you have an opportunity to become championship worthy, but chill, enjoy the day, get to know everybody. But we do have on Discord, if somebody can drop the Discord link for me, we do have a Discord, and we do have an Inca contract section where you can drop your hashtag for your wrestler, or if you need to have a wrestler developed for you, that can be arranged as well. You do have Discord? Okay, perfect. So there's our Discord link. Thanks, Ace. Appreciate that. And Honeybee, you guys were right on the same page there. That was almost at the same time. So just click that link, join the Discord, and of course we will make sure you get your career off to a good start at some point. But yeah, I can't remember. Again, I don't use the redeems all the time, so I always forget which redeems we do and don't have. There might even be a redeem to join. There was a time where we just let anybody join, like immediately, right away, but there was always that issue of, you know, somebody shows up, maybe their first match didn't go as planned, and then they don't come back around, etc. So we try not to just let everybody in immediately. Just give me 1 second, I'm just checking something here. Okay, it's nothing important. Alright, anyways. You're in your Discord? Okay, excellent. Alright, so if you look down, I believe it's in the entertainment section, you'll see a section called Inca Contract. 7.5k Inca Contract. Okay, so yeah. There is a redeem. Now, you're able to accumulate TWA points fairly quickly here. I've got it set to the max, so it does not take long to acquire points. And just a little secret, anytime people spend points, they just get them back anyways. I've always done that. I always found it more... It's more entertaining that way. That way you've always got points to work with, and you can choose to use them as you wish. But, you know... Have you ever been sitting on a channel, enjoying a show, and you realize you already spent 5,000 points, you really want to do something, but you can't because those points aren't there and available? We make sure that's not an issue. Everybody always gets their points back at some point, whether it be immediately after the show or shortly thereafter. But anyways, Hell Dog, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining the Discord. Welcome to the Fam Jam. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the follow button. That way you know when we go live. This is our 632nd episode. We're also on YouTube, if anybody wants to drop the YouTube link for Hell Dog. We have a show called Action Zone Wrestling that is exclusive to YouTube. We also have house show matches we run on there, primarily for Action Zone Wrestling, but that's going to be changing. We're also going to be having house show matches for our other shows as well, which is Wrestle Wars Genesis, and now our brand new show that we're debuting today, TWA Underground. What is the hashtag for what? What is the hashtag for what? Well, a hashtag is just if you have a wrestler uploaded to Community Creations, you can leave the hashtag in the Inca contract section. That way we're able to find your wrestler. Yeah. So. But anyways. Anything else going on? Anything new and exciting with Ace? Besides, what did you say you were doing? I knew Mufasa's eating pizza rolls. Triple meat pizza rolls, too. That really sounds good right now. I am a little hungry this morning. It's funny because I'm not usually one to jump up and eat breakfast. But for some reason today I'm starving. So pizza rolls sound excellent. How dare you, Mufasa? Now you've made me hungrier than I needed to be. Yes, you do. Okay, so yeah, just, once you're able to redeem the Inca contract, which again, once you have those points and spend them, it's a dirty little secret around here, but we do give your points back. So even after your Inca contract, you'll get all your points back. But it just shows that, you're interested, you're willing to get to know our community. And we have the very best community in all of Twitch, by the way. We've been around for a long time. This is our 6th season, and we've developed a community full of absolutely tremendous people, brilliant, talented people. I mean, we have authors, we have actors, we have nurses and security guards, we've got police officers, we've got it all. Just a bunch of brilliant people, and I couldn't be happier. Because a lot of internet communities is something we talk about, Helldog, a lot, is a lot of internet communities, doesn't matter what platform you're on, whether it be a wrestling, eFed, or a different platform, a lot of the times you run into toxic channels where there's a lot of problems and people whining and crying about ridiculous things. We don't really have to worry about that here. Mostly because everybody is a bunch of certifiable villains and professional trolls, I think, too. They troll me all the time. They ban me from my matches and catch me in swear jars. They're a bunch of nasty little critters, and they all hang around Glenola, so those Glenalians that Glenola has been breeding, he has a complete breeding ground for Glenalians. They've been affecting everybody's mind. But he says, I'm just chilling, trying to set up this weekend show. Nice. What are you running this weekend? Are you running a regular show, or is it going to be a stream preview? What are you doing with your show? Yeah, Helldog, if you're not already following the people that are in here, you definitely want to follow pretty much anybody in here. They all have absolutely fantastic content that they put out. Honeybee Wrestling runs the absolute best all-female wrestling federation in all of Twitch. Obviously, you're a wrestling fan, that's why you're here, so you definitely want to follow Honeybee. Ace runs a great show. Mufasa's going to be running a show, I believe. Mufasa, you still plan on running a show, do you not? At some point? You're working on that currently, are you not? Sorry if I'm interrupting your pizza roll eating that you're not sharing, by the way. It'd be nice if, when people bring food around, they don't ever share with us. They just tell us what they're eating. Especially Glenn. In the middle of the streams, going to get ice cream and all these tasty little treats. He does not ever once think to share with the community. Ghastly. GRPW episode 3, my SPV was the other... Oh yeah, that's right. I knew that. I was able to move you over from PS4, so you're now my number one contender. Fantastic. So how did that work for you? Did you have to literally copy all the movesets over, or how'd that work? Is there just a sneaky way to do it? I don't even know, because I am on PS4, right? So, mostly because I'm poor. But I mean, up here is crazy. We can't even afford a PS5 yet. That, and they keep raising the price on the damn thing. Like, the price still increases on the PS5. It's nuts. Sarita Smoke, what's going on? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Good to see everybody coming in for the debut of our newest show, TWA Underground. Again, it is all underground matches and extreme tag team and faction matches. It's going to be an absolute blast. I am going to be introducing trios titles as well. I did post pictures on Discord already for our 4 championships that we will have. And we'll also have another one, because again, we did retire Twitch All-Star Wrestling, but we are keeping the Pure Wrestling Championship, except for it's going to be rebranded as the TWA Underground Submission Championship. So we're going to rescue the Pure Championship, if you will, from retirement. I upload to the next gen, then delete, so some randoms don't steal your... Nice, okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. You had the same thing? Okay. So there is a way to get Archer on PS5. Okay. I'll have to let Luke the Gooner know, because he's been racking his brain trying to figure out how he's going to get Archer. Because I was his world champion. And I didn't know how, so I just told him, I said, listen, if you need to, just vacate that championship, hold a tournament for it, or whatever you need to do. But Helldog says, I'm following you, Honeybee, Mufasa, and Ace Hunter. And the Archerverse, of course. Yeah. Which, by the way, you can just call me Archer, Helldog. You don't have to call me Archerverse. The Archerverse is literally the channel name. I just never changed it because, you know, we've had it this long. You know, some people change names like they change their underwear. I've just never changed it. It's still the Archerverse. We used to short form that to TAV. And then, of course, through storylines, some things change here and there. So now we're TWA, which simply stands for the Archerverse Wrestling Alliance. We just simply refer to it as TWA, or sometimes WWG, which is our flagship show. Wrestle Wars Genesis is basically our WWE Raw. Except for our show's better. Our show is better. So did I hear it right that Honeybee has an all-female... She does. A smoking hot fed, too, not to mention. She's absolutely brilliant with wrestler creation, show content, like absolutely phenomenal. I've checked out a lot of different quote unquote all female feds, which eventually they break and end up having men's matches too, which is kind of weird when they promote as an all female fed. But anyway, I think they just I don't know, maybe no lack of confidence, afraid people aren't going to watch an all women show. I don't know. But Honeybee's show is absolutely smoking, so you definitely want to check that out. You definitely want to check that. Of course, you can have females here too. We have 3 shows. Females are on all of our shows. This is not an all men's federation by any means. You're going to see women in action. Matter of fact, you can see a woman right there on the screen. Callie Carter in action today, also from Team Ace Hunter. So Ace has got a lot going on today. Ace has a lot going on today. Zach Payne, of course, just became the inaugural BMF Underground champion. He's going to have to defend his title today because it is the debut of TWA Underground. We have to have all those championships on the line. And unfortunately for Zach Payne, that includes him. So, okay, excellent. Fantastic. Serena Smoke, appreciate you. Make sure you click that follow button. Give it a smash, if you will. That way you know when we go live. We used to have an actual schedule when we would go live, but my place of employment likes to screw me over and change my days off. And, you know, people call in and they need me to go to work on a day I'm supposed to be out, you know, etc., etc. So I find scheduling very difficult these days. But you're always well informed. Just pay attention to Discord. And, of course, if you're on Twitter, or a.k.a. X, I hate that name. I still call it Twitter. I don't even give a shit. But we're also on there, so we also advertise house show matches, any shows that we do on there, so you're informed there as well as Discord. So you'll always know what's going on, which is a good thing, because, again, I can't have a set schedule anymore. It just never works out. I've tried. It just, something changes. Either I get called into work, or my shift changes and I have to work late. You know, the adulting thing. But anyways, I think it's time that we get TWA Underground on the go. We've also got Joe Link's match recaps and highlights to check out, so we're going to be going through those. Again, he has everything. He has some house show matches done up as well. We're just going to skip by those, go right to our last couple of shows. He doesn't have 631 yet. That was, of course, on YouTube. But he has episode number 629. Actually, I believe that was on YouTube as well. But 629 is complete, and he has episode number 630 complete, so we're going to have a look at the recaps and highlights from good old Joe Link. It's awesome how he recaps all of our shows and our house show matches. He helps TWA out constantly, all the time. You know, even when he's busy, he finds the time to come up with, you know, him and I will sit in Discord and chat back and forth and discuss new logos, new stream preview ideas, etc. And he's always there to help out. So, life being life. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Life being life. Exactly. Okay, so there's another way you can, that's what we were talking about earlier. Helldog, Serena Smoke, and anybody else that's having a look at the chat room right now. That is a way to become championship worthy. So if you're able to secure one of those championship worthy slots, then of course you'll automatically earn a championship. Now with our redeems, they don't always take precedent because we do have storylines. We have a lot going on in TWA, so we do not prioritize redeems over top of people that have legitimate opportunities coming their way. But redeems sometimes, depending on what's going on, will sometimes take place in house show matches as well. So we try to keep things interesting and keep the action going. But here we go. The debut of TWA Underground. We're going to get the show on the go right now. Let's turn and burn with our first match of the day, and we're going to be starting things off with an Underground match between the one Elijah Archer, our current reigning defending Legends champion, going to be taking on Solo Sikoa in our first match of the day. And I'm pretty sure I just started our first match of the day with no goddamn entrances because I keep forgetting that for whatever reason, since one of the last updates, can't remember if it was 07 or 08, now entrances are usually automatically off instead of on. So I think I'm actually going to restart this. I don't like to do that, but I can't stand a show with absolutely no entrances either. So we're going to go back and fix that. It's weird too because when you set the show up, it'll tell you that all entrances are on. And then as soon as you go into the show, it turns them all off. It's absolutely ridiculous. I hate it. Oh, it is. It's absolutely broken. They need to fix shit. What they really need to do is get a new company to make these games. We need a new company to make these games. So we're going to start this over. I don't like doing it, but it's the first match of the day, so what the hell. There we go. All right, here we go. Elijah Archer versus Solo Sikoa Underground match. And again, TWA Underground is all about Underground matches. Extreme tag team and extreme faction matches. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely different from our other two shows, Action Zone Wrestling and Wrestle Wars Genesis. Yeah, I have noticed there's countouts in every match type. It's kind of crazy. Even falls count anywhere. Which is funny because if they could be right in the middle of a count, but if somebody tries to score a pin or a submission, the count stops and they go to the submission or the pinfall. But yeah, then they'll turn around almost immediately after and start counting out whoever is outside of the ring. It's a little bit crazy. I really hope they get on that and fix it. I really hope they get on that and fix it. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things to be fixed. Yo, Strife, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here as always. What's new and exciting, Strife? Anything going on? It's grinding my gears so bad, I wish there was a higher priority to... I know. I know. But honestly, I really think it's time they find somebody other than 2K. I think it's time. You know, the only reason 22 is good is because it took them a couple years to build it and they had time to get it right. 22 was a good game. They did have some fixes and patches they had to do. 23 was very stable, but even then they had some patching. But I mean, ever since... Because 23 was probably the most stable. But yeah, I don't know. They've got... It's time for a new company. I mean, how long do we have to continue enduring all of this for? Nobody wants to buy a game and wait 6 months for it to be completely playable. You know what I mean? It's a waste of everybody's money. Especially for those that don't purchase the special editions. Whether it be like this year it was the Deadman edition, the Bloodline edition, and of course there's the standard edition. If you buy the standard edition... no, I just haven't started the match yet. I suppose I should do that, eh? I did just say we're going to start things off with Elijah Archer and Solo Sikoa. Here I am sitting here talking to Serena. I blame Serena completely, honeybee. It's Serena's fault. Or Serene's fault. I said Serena. It's Serene Smoke. That's okay. I fucked up Ace's name forever. I knew his name was Ace Hunter, and I always called him Ace Hunter. I'll be back, guys. All right, Hell Dog, sounds good. All right, here we go. Matchup number one. The one Elijah Archer, our reigning defending Legends champion against Solo Sikoa. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. We'll, of course, begin the Joe Links match recaps and highlights after our first match, as per normal. But here we go. First match.
Now we're talking.
I was vibing with Serena. Maybe it should have been that. I mean, you can always change your name, I suppose. Don't worry about it. We'll change your name here a couple hundred times. Or at least I will. I fuck everybody's name up eventually. That or I change their name. We actually have a long-time community member named... The actual name of his account is Froghemoth Legs. But forever we joked and called it Froggy Moth Legs. And so now it just stuck. Everybody just calls him Froggy. Froggy Moth Legs instead of Frog Hemoth Legs. So we distracted you as exactly you did, yeah. How dare you distract me during the debut of our new show? Our reigning defending Legends champion. He's starting out the season 4-0, and he's already got 3 championship title defenses under his belt. That is a long way away from his record that he set in season number 4. I'm sure we all remember that. He went through 28 Legends, 27 championship defenses, and then he, of course, infamously lost that championship to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. After beating people like Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Yokozuna, Andre the Giant, you name it, he beat them all. Ricky the Dragon said, fuck that shit, that is my belt.
Mixed martial arts training to accentuate his strikes and counteract any holds in his opponent's arsenal.
The one Elijah Archer. His very first underground match. He's never been in an underground match before. How dare you not put Tables in the first match? No, but Chairs is in action today. I thought Tables was in the hospital. The man's going to leave the hospital and jump into an underground match? That is savage. It is something he would do, though. It is something he would do.
Word is that the champ was actually asking for this to be a
but yeah, Chairs is in the building, ready for action.
That is how competitive he is.
What do you guys think? Elijah Archer or Solo Sikoa? Who's winning this underground match? Again, it's Archer's very first underground match. Anything can happen. But glad everybody's here. Welcome to TWA Underground. For anybody just coming in, again, this show is going to be far different than our other 2 shows, Action Zone Wrestling and Wrestle Wars Genesis, simply because it's going to deal primarily with extreme matches. It's going to focus on underground matches, but we're also going to be having extreme tag team matches and, of course, faction wars. If anybody checked Discord, we also have, we're going to be not this show. It is not going to happen on this show, but we are going to debut Trios Championships. We are going to be debuting Trios Championships. So that's going to be exciting as well. That's for our factions and our stables. Archer's got this. I mean, I hope so. It'd be nice to see him continue his undefeated streak. But Solo Sikoa is a tough customer, and this is kind of right up his alley, right? It's an underground match. Luke the Gooner 94 is in the house. What's going on, Luke? Appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah.
How did FIFA go?
It went alright.
Yeah, did you win?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke was, of course, playing some FIFA before he showed up. I had messaged him on Discord.
1-4, lost 1. Not a bad day.
No, that's not bad at all.
Game.
That's not bad at all. But anyways, welcome in. Appreciate you being here as always. Our brand new show debuting today, TWA Underground. Logo compliments to Joe Link as always. There's your, you can see your Death Zone logo right there on the barricade.
Oh, that's nice.
We've got EVW up there, and of course at the top of the ramp we also have Neon Pro Wrestling. We have Honeybee Wrestling, which is the Hive, of course, the all-women's federation here on Twitch. Honeybee says, Luke! She's yelling at you. She wants your attention, Luke. You should say hi to Honeybee.
There it is.
Ace says, funny enough, this would have been my GRPW title match, Solo versus Archer, if Solo didn't lose to Fatu the other day. Nice. Who is Archer facing? And do you have a new opponent for him already in GRPW?
He quickly gets out of dodge.
Unknown escaped. Okay. I didn't realize there was a Pokemon named Unknown. Jacob Fatu is the new champ, so Jake. Okay, well that works.
Oh man, I mean, loaded up the Twitch stream now. I joined the party. I haven't loaded the Twitch stream yet.
Oh, gotcha. Well, as soon as you do, you'll notice your logo is right on the barricade there. Of course,
I know what you mean. I think I've seen it on the YouTube. Well, I was watching the YouTube show as well, man. Gouda. Can't believe Chad Gable beat Gouda. What's going on there?
I know. That was crazy, wasn't it? And I had just been talking. I'd been like talking Gooner up for the whole show about how he always wins tournaments. And,
I know.
You know?
Something like that.
And then he loses, and I'm like, whatever. Does it make me out to be a liar? Whatever. Thanks very much, Gooner.
Chad fucking Gable, apparently, everyone. Chad fucking Gable.
I mean, it was an underground match, so I mean, anything can happen.
Chad Gable's got like the different submissions to that.
So is Jacob Fatu the world champion? Is it Ace or is it? I forget what. What belt was Archer fighting for? It was the world championship, wasn't it?
Oh, see it now, the Death Soul logo on the side of the barricade, but
yeah. Yep, it's right there, up there on the side. I've also got the LCW logo.
Stop the stream from echoing. Hang on 1 second.
When the camera pans, you'll also see the LCW logo right at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, I like that.
I like the new LCW logo. I think it's cool. The LCW with the barbed wire wrapped around it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, yes. It's not like super fancy, but it looks good.
Strife says, yeah, unknown is the blacks. Oh, yeah. Right. There are a bunch of different unknown, one for each letter. That I didn't know. I don't even really follow Pokemon much anymore. I did used to enjoy, like when I was younger, I watched it. Maybe the first 5 seasons of Pokemon I really enjoyed.
People are still mad for that shit, man.
No, I know, and for me, I thought it just got stupid after about the 5th season. But you know, some people still really enjoy it.
I remember Pokemon Red on the Game Boy Advance from years ago. Fucking hell.
Currently, World and U.S. Archer won a triple threat match against Zach. Oh, against Zach Payne and Jason Lance. Holy shit. I don't think I saw that match. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Is the VOD still there for that? Anybody that's not subscribed, as you can see, we're taking a ghastly ad break. Sorry about that, folks. Remember, you can still subscribe for ad-free viewing experience. Apparently, it's going to be...
I heard your thing that how I always complain about shit referees, by the way, at the Dodgers.
Oni Shinobi says, I have a line of people outside waiting for Pokemon cards. Nice. You must be at work, are you, Oni? You're pulling a Joe Link, you're twerking. You're supposed to be working, but you're here. You're right. How dare you? We're telling your boss on you. That's unless you, of course, own the shop.
Have you seen how early it is? I mean, you're fucking streaming. It's great.
Sorry, say that again.
It's only like what? Well, it's only early here.
Oh yeah. Sorry, okay, so yeah, it's only 10:59 here. And I know we don't usually run shows this early, but I did have the time and opportunity to do so, and I thought, what the hell? Plus, I was kind of excited to debut this new show. You know, Joe Link and I have been...
the most out of it before your wife hogs the TV.
Yeah, well, that too. Well, she doesn't hog it. I have a TV out in the living room as well. I wanted to bring that TV into our room so that I could have this and the PlayStation in the living room. But for whatever reason, she thinks the big TV will be too big for this room, so I've got to kind of work around the wifey at the moment until I convince her. Either convince her that I'm right.
Yeah. Women take a lot of convincing.
And I can already hear Queen and Strife and Oni Shinobi. They're all laughing right now because I did just say that I'm going to try to convince her I'm right. That's probably not going to happen. Or I'm going to buy her a Fire Stick so she has a Fire Stick, because we have a Fire TV and she can watch anything she wants on that. That's why I wanted to bring that TV in here, so that it frees up the PlayStation. But as of right now, as of right now, Odie says, I am the boss.
Everything on it just stopped working for some reason. It's weird, like...
Well, I guess I can't rat you out to your boss.
Because you've got to get them updated, though, that's why.
Yeah. I was going to rat Oni out to his boss, but he is the boss. That's not going to work out.
How dare you, sir?
How dare you be successful enough to be your own boss, Oni Shinobi? That is ghastly and disgusting. And also taking the fun away from us of ratting you out to your boss about twerking. And by twerking, of course, I mean, you know, watching Twitch at work, you bunch of gutter-minded folks. There's so many villains in here. He's not shaking his ass, and well, I mean, he could be. Oni, are you Are you dancing, shaking your ass in the air right now? I'm gonna think not. I think not.
He's making his way to ringside.
But you never know. Oni Shinobi likes to entertain. So you know, he might have a group of people outside that want to see him twerk. You never know. It could be a way that he lures in the customers to buy those Pokemon cards. I mean, if that is
really
the
cool, the Death Zone logo right next to the Hive logo.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Solo just knocked out Archer. No.
Oh man, Solo beats Archer. That's a shock. That.
Oh, that is ghastly, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of our first Underground match of the day. Holy fuck! I missed that. He suplexed him right off the fucking apron, right onto the floor. God damn. Solo Sikoa picking up a huge win over the one Elijah Archer, who now goes to 4-1. Of course, the championship was not on the line, so he is still the reigning defending Legends champion. But Archer, in his very first ever Underground match, takes a big L. Look at that, even AKO'd Solo Sikoa and still couldn't beat him. What in the blue hell is up with that? Serene's like, no! I know, that's what I was thinking. That is what I was thinking. They're going to have a rematch at some point. Archer is going to want a rematch. Now, Solo's not in the Legends division, so he can't challenge for that championship anyway, but... Look at that, he's busted wide open, got AKO'd, and still managed to pick up the W over Archer. That is disgusting. I'm pretty gagged, to be honest. You know, that is ghastly. I cannot believe Archer just lost his very first matchup in the Underground matches. I know. And Archer's been beating everybody this season, but lost to Solo Sikoa. As a matter of fact, I'd have to maybe cross-reference with Ace, but I'm pretty sure that Archer already beat Solo Sikoa this season once.
You should start rigging those matches again.
Start rigging the matches, yeah. Don't even start with that. Oh my God! Do you remember that whole debacle of we're supposedly rigging live shows, but we don't rig the pre-recorded house show matches that we upload to YouTube? Because that makes perfect sense, right? That makes perfect sense. I want to know.
Why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing? Fucking hell!
I know it is ghastly. I thought you had it in the bag, but I guess Solo is that guy in the Underground. I guess so, because it did look like Archer was going to win. Solo's like, fuck that shit. That's okay. Archer has lost many times before, believe me. Believe me. He has a history of he'll win 10 matches in a row and then lose the next 10. He parties too much. Not enough focus on training. It is what it is. Archer's Archer. Losses build character. Exactly. Losses build character. A loss is simply an opportunity for learning. Right? It is an opportunity for learning. But anyways, let's move on. Our first match is in the books. Congratulations to Solo Sikoa. I can't remember if anybody claimed the bloodline or Solo or anybody, but I don't think so. He's still running on his own steam at this point. But here we go. We'll move on to our next matchup. Next match is a Tornado Tag Team matchup and our first Extreme matchup of the day. The Gooner, Luke Ballmer, and Will Ospreay taking on Tongaloa and Tama Tonga in matchup number 2. Fuck, I did it again. So we're going to have to restart this match too. Can somebody please remind me to fucking turn entrances on?
This is so annoying that you gotta do that every match. So
well, and like I said, when you set the show up, and I always check, it literally says entrance is on, entrance is on, entrance. Then I actually start the show, and for whatever reason they just turn themselves off. It is bloody well annoying.
It's fucking shite when you do when you show.
Oh, thanks, Serene. Thanks for that. You wait till the match is already ready to start before you tell me. Way to go. I'm gonna start calling you Variants of Strife the Second. So I guess we're restarting 2 matches today.
I found that disrespectful around here, man.
Yeah.
And no one is going to be searching for a tag in this one.
Alright, so here we go. We're going to restart this match too. Something I really hate doing, but it is what it is. All right, entrances on. I wish it would let me go ahead and turn the entrances on. It really annoys me. But here we go. Matchup number 2. 2v2. It is Tornado Tag Team action. The Team Arsenal versus the Bloodline. Tama Tonga and Tonga
like before the matches start, like.
So what happens is, like, when you're actually setting the show up, it'll tell you that entrances are on. Because it gives you an option to turn them on or off at that point. And I always make sure they're on, but then once you save it, and then actually start the show, for whatever reason, they turn entrances all off. It is bloody well annoying. I'm not going to lie. It drives me mad. It's somehow Serene Smoke's fault, but we're going to blame Serene Smoke for everything. And Helldog. We got to blame Helldog. They're newer to the Fam Jam, so they get all the blame today. Strife says, we thought about doing that joke, but was too busy to type it. I mean, well, Serene Smoke's got you covered. Serene thought it was hilarious to remind me to turn the entrances on after the match had already started. But anyways, entrances on, entrances on. Good God. All right, here we go. Matchup number 2. It is time to turn and burn. Team Arsenal versus the Bloodline. Tornado Tag Team action. So any tag team or faction matchup will be an extreme match of some sort, whether it's a Tornado Tag, TLC, table, cage match, you name it. And here comes Team Arsenal, led by Team Luke the Gooner 94, of course. The Gooner Luke Balmer, the captain, the ruler of Team Arsenal, if you will, partnering up with Will Ospreay to try and take out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. By the way, if anybody wants to know their record so far in Season 6, I can make sure because it does tell us our win-loss records. I wish it would display it. Like, when the title nameplate pops up, I think they should display the record of the individual. I mean, since they're keeping track of that now, I don't see why they don't do that. But what happens is, when I go to select my superstars when I'm booking the shows, it'll tell me the win-loss record of each wrestler. But that is something that they should absolutely implement, maybe next year or through an update, I don't know. But have it so that the person's record, or the tag team's record, or the faction's record pops up on the nameplate when they're introducing the teams and or wrestlers.
Like what AEW does. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They don't do it on WWE, that's the thing. They don't.
Well, they do show you the win-loss record. They just don't show it when the match starts.
Oh, WWE?
Yeah. In universe. Ah. It's only in universe mode.
Oh, universe mode. I thought you were about real life for a moment.
No. Although I wouldn't be surprised if WWE eventually...
I'm guessing that's why they don't do it, because they don't do it in real life, I'm guessing. A game is a game, so
well, I mean,
pretty cool for a game.
They put it in the game, so why not display it while the match is running? But like I said, the only time you see that win-loss record is when you're selecting your wrestlers. It'll tell you, like for instance, when I was selecting Archer to face Solo Sikoa today, it showed me that Archer was 4-0. But yet when the match starts, it doesn't display that win-loss record anywhere, and I think that's silly. If you're going to keep track of wins and losses, at least display it on the screen when the nameplate pops up, so that way people see it. I think, anyways. And I wouldn't be surprised if WWE eventually did start keeping track of win-loss record. People like that shit. They really do. Like, that was a brilliant move by AEW, in my opinion. That's one of the things they've done that I've really enjoyed, was you know exactly how many wins and losses each superstar has had over their course of time in the company, right?
A lot of times they don't go by the standards, or they ignored it.
Yeah.
Gotta have a win-loss record, why ignore it? You know what I mean? Like,
Serene Smoke says it's a great move. Strife says they probably don't show you the win-loss record because AEW does it. Well, yeah, that could be. But again, why put it in the game if the only time you're going to see it is when you're choosing your superstars? I mean, that's kind of silly. I do like it. You know, again, I can let everybody know what their wins and loss record is for the season. I like that a lot. I just, if you're going to have that as an option, then I don't see... Holy fucking shit. Sir Jack the Great is joining us while the broadcast is live. We all need to go out and buy a lottery ticket today. What's going on, Jack? Well, I mean, he's 4-1 now. I mean, he just lost to Solo, so... But he's had a good start to the season. We'll see how long that lasts, so... 1-20 seems like a more realistic win-loss record for Archer, especially last season. He didn't do nearly as good last season as he did in Season 4, that's for sure. Season 4, he was almost unbeatable at times. But Season 5, his loss record was definitely greater than his win record. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. They really don't understand that the real fans of this game care about Universe. Yeah, I know. And they focus way too much on My Rise and Showcase, which I don't even give two shits about. I never have. You know, when somebody tells me they've played My Rise and or Showcase and it's totally brilliant, then I'll give it a go. But specifically this year, most people don't. Well, let's face it, a lot of people are still pissed off at the game because it's kind of broken still. But
I'll play Showcase for the unlockables, mate. I like to get the unlockables.
I mean, it depends what the unlockables are. Like, there's a lot of unlockables I just don't care about. Like, I don't like it when they give you multiple versions of a... Like, I'm not going to use a Randy Orton from 2002 type of thing. I don't care to do that. What is the point of that? Randy Orton's still... I mean, he's still very much active.
Andy, I'm going to use that version when I could use the Viper Randy Orton.
I mean, Randy Orton, I think, specifically, is in the best shape of his life, and he looks fantastic out there. He looks like a young buck out there. I'm absolutely impressed with Randy Orton. Only reason I wanted the old Naomi entrance? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and some people do like, you know, the only thing I do is I utilize the younger version of Shawn Michaels. But, I mean, who really wants to use old man Michaels that isn't even wrestling anymore in a wrestling match? You know what I mean? Same with Triple H. I don't use the new version of Triple H. I use the older version of Triple H. So there's a time and place for it. If Randy Orton was, say, retired, I'd probably use a younger version of him, but it'd probably still be the Viper. I wouldn't go back to when... I mean, the Randy Orton they have on here right now, the secondary Randy Orton, is Evolution days. It's not even when he became the Legend Killer yet. So, I mean...
I use Triple H, right? I do, me. I don't use the gold one.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great theme song. I thought it was just as good as his new one. But yeah, so if they had the Legend Killer, I'd use that.
Can you use the Undertaker that's not the American Badass then?
Yeah.
What we use?
I have the Deadman edition, so I have different versions of the Undertaker on the game.
Yeah.
Just I normally...
We can talk about that later on if you want.
We can, yeah. We can, absolutely. Serena says, I'm pissed every time I think... let me play WWE. I think of the fact that no one... Or that no matches work. I was going to read that completely wrong. Well, I mean, a lot of the matches work. They're just kind of messed up. Like, you've got countouts everywhere. Doesn't matter what matchup that you choose. You have countouts. Whether it's a ladder match... Falls count anywhere.
That's got to get fixed soon.
Yeah, they do absolutely need to fix that. Ace Hunter says, the ring is fire. I mean, I think the new arena for TWA Underground did turn out very well. I was quite impressed. It took us a couple of days to get the logo the way we wanted, and then to get the arena set up and everything. But yeah, everything turned out really well. Moon Raider says, I won't be able to join the broadcast booth because my TV is not working. Your TV? I mean, you don't need a TV to join the broadcast booth. Download the PS app. All right, Sir Jack, appreciate you popping in, though. Always a pleasant surprise you're able to join us for a little while. I will see you lurking in the channel, I'm sure. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, you can use the PlayStation app if you're able to download that, Moon. That's what most people use, is the PlayStation app, and you can join the broadcast that way. And that blow has him wavering. As opposed to your console, of course. But yeah, absolutely a possibility. Ooh! The Gooner nailed him right in the face with a kendo stick. Look at that kendo stick.
How come Gooner did a Superman punch in the fucking last match I watched? He doesn't do that.
Actually, it was a flying forearm, not a Superman punch, I think.
It looked like a Superman punch when he did it.
He doesn't have Superman punch. He has movesets that he learned from AJ Styles, but he doesn't have...
yeah. I thought it was. It did look like it a bit as well.
Is anybody else concerned that kendo stick is going to cause it? Like, if somebody lands the wrong way, that could go right up their ass. That is not going to be a pleasant day, or a pleasant thing to watch, for that matter. But it's freaking me out a little. 2 count. Gooner just about ended the matchup right there.
I like how Will Ospreay's wearing the red, man.
I got to tell you, Will Ospreay's taken a beating so far in this matchup. The Gooner looks great.
Look at that reversal. He does need to show up a little bit though about fucking this cage matches.
I would still like to see Will Ospreay in WWE, especially now that they have
It might happen one day.
I think it will, especially now that they have AAA. And I still think the ongoing back and forth between him and Triple H is just to keep that relevant, so that when he does come to the company finally, they've got an automatic rivalry to start off with. You know,
that's like Will Ospreay against like Seth Rollins. Sort of.
I mean, clearly he's not going to wrestle Triple H, but he'll have a rivalry with Triple H. Maybe Triple H tries to keep him from succeeding when he finally comes over. You know, there's a lot of things they could run with, but I do believe at some point Will Ospreay will. If you're a pro wrestler, it doesn't matter what company you're in. If you're a pro wrestler and your main goal isn't to eventually either be at the Gooner did it! Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of our Tornado Tag Team matchup, the Gooner Luke Ballmer and Will Ospreay. Team Arsenal picks up the big W here at the debut of TWA Underground. Congratulations to Team Luke the Gooner 94. And of course, the Gooner, Luke Ballmer, looked absolutely fucking phenomenal in that matchup. He was wrestling circles around people. Sorry, say that again?
Looked really good.
Oh, yeah. That's kendo stick, really. That was messing with me the entire time. Look at it, just standing up straight in the middle of the ring, waiting for somebody to land on it. You'd think the referee would have grabbed that. Helped them out a little. Kept them safer. I blame the referee for that. Yeah, so today's dice are 4 and 1. So when you're playing the dice game, exclamation point roll, R-O-L-L. You've got to beat a 4 to 1.
I've noticed something with the underground matches on the PS4 version. Like, PS4 version, they don't have the spectators around the ring. And the PS5 do. I know it doesn't mean anything really, but
what do you mean spectators around the ring?
Like, there's people around that stand around the ring in the underground match type.
Oh, is there? Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, you're right. I don't have that.
PS4 version, you don't get that.
Yo, Mufasa nails it right off the hop with a pair of 4s. Good luck beating that. So you got to either tie a pair of 4s for a roll off, or you got to get a pair of 5s or a pair of 6s to beat Mufasa. Man, his first roll, pair of 4s right off the hop. That's crazy. Do we have any championship-worthy teams thus far, or no? By the way, Helldog and Serene, if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I say teams, every person in our community that is part of our shows, they're considered a streamer team. So they manage wrestlers, then they, of course, are acknowledged in any victory stream per view, which is, of course, what we call PLEs or pay-per-views. They're called stream per views here. But yeah, they're the leaders of their pack, so they get acknowledgement, and they become teams, not just individuals. But I mean, we have pretty much everybody involved. I think there's not too many people in the community that aren't involved in some way, shape, or form, whether it just be being here all the time or helping out with the shows and or managing wrestlers, whether that be their own wrestlers or claimed superstars. So, yeah, like for instance, Luke the Gooner 94 is Team Luke the Gooner 94 because he has a faction, he has his own wrestler. So that's just the way we handle things around here.
Yeah.
If you can beat Honeybee, you are considered a legend. That is true, actually. That is true. Honeybee, B. Jackson, to be specific, is one of the most successful.
Born a legend, that's a difference to me.
And she actually is a legend. Queen, I almost said Queen Bee. Well, she is the queen. She's the queen of her own world. But B. Jackson is actually a legend. She's in the Legends division, and she is one of the most successful wrestlers in TWA history, along with January Ultraviolet. We've talked about that many a times. January and, of course, B. Jackson were a team at one point. They were called Winter Swarm. And they literally together won every single women's championship on all the rosters. B. Jackson became a Grand Slam champion, held 4 championships at the very same time. And, of course, we all know January Ultraviolet went on to become a sextuplet champion, 6 championships at the same time. So becoming a Triple Crown champion, Grand Slam champion, quintuplet champion, sextuplet champion, it works a little differently here. It's not just winning those titles, it's holding them at the same time. So it's a little bit different than what you're... Because normally, like for instance, say WWE, you just have to win those 3 titles to become, or 4 titles to become a Triple Crown or Grand Slam champion. Here you have to hold them at the same time to get acknowledged as a Triple Crown, Grand Slam champion, etc. But that is true. If you can beat B. Jackson, you're definitely on your way to a good career and possibly being a legend within TWA. All these great accolades, but they are still no Blade. That is, I mean, the Blades were a fantastic faction and tag team, of course. The Blade Runners were absolutely awesome. We missed the Blades already, actually. We missed the Blades already. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next matchup of the day. And we're going to make sure that we turn entrances on, of course. Next matchup of the day, it is Chairs taking on the American Badass, The Undertaker, in our next matchup. It should be a slobber knocker. We all know that Chairs is about as crazy as they come. Part of the occult with Humboldt's the Arcane from Team Variance of Strife. They're absolutely savage and brutal competitors. But the American Badass is no joke, never has been. He is as big as he is strong. And, we all know that The Undertaker trains in MMA. It's one of his favorite things to do. He actually once delivered an interview and said that, Vince McMahon is lucky. Because if MMA had to become legal and took off quicker than it did, Vince McMahon might not have had as many WrestleManias with the dead man because he would have absolutely jumped in and started fighting. Can you imagine seeing The Undertaker in an octagon? Because, I mean, let's face it, he's a big dude. I would not want that dude punching me straight in the face. I'm just going to throw that out there now. He's always been so strong and quick and agile for a big man. Now, imagine getting him in the heavyweight division, right? Not only is he a quick big man, he can actually fight. He knows how to run groundwork, so he knows how to slap on submissions and grapple. I mean, that is a big dude to be tying you up into a Kimura or a rear naked choke. Or again, would you really want that dude punch you in the face? I mean, that's crazy. Because I guarantee that dude probably hits harder than hell. We got a pipe bomb here. Zach Payne says, never fought Chairs, but I have fought tables, and he was a beast. Yeah, so Chairs is basically a more savage, if you can imagine, he's a more savage version of Tables. As much of a beast as Tables was, Chairs is on a completely different... Wait till you guys meet Ladders, right? Because I've been talking with Team Variance of Strife, and Ladders is apparently, he's in the gym prepping right now. He's on his way to the company. He just has to ink his contract, and we're actually going to see Ladders for the very first time. Chairs still copied his brother. Table's first match was a Jardcore title match against The Undertaker. That's true, it was. How many seasons ago was that? Do you remember when Table's first match took place? I mean, it's been a while. It's definitely been a while. But here we go. Matchup number 3 is an underground matchup. It is Chairs from Team Variance of Strife versus the American Badass, The Undertaker. Let's turn and burn. Time to rock and roll. Question of the show.
Why did they try to do this match in the first place anyway? Because you seen what MMA was, decided to make it wrong.
I mean, I think it's just something Triple H has always admired. Hence why they bought, you know, AAA. Between Luchador and underground matches, you know, it's something he enjoys watching. And it's just something Vince would have never allowed. So I think they've just sort of decided to embrace it. Maybe we're going to see more of them in WWE in the near future, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, again, why put it in the game? But end of season 2, yeah, I think it was right around there, yeah. That sounds about right. Question of the show, what are your thoughts on the Raw after WrestleMania? Did you guys all watch the Raw after WrestleMania? I actually thought the Raw after WrestleMania was fantastic.
I don't know.
Did you watch it?
The only thing I didn't like was turning Becky Lynch into a heel. I don't really understand why. Apparently you're just going to cheer Becky either way. But at the same time, it sets up a feud for Lara, so if you get a good feud with Lara, then I guess they're going that way again.
Raw was better than Mania. Yeah, Mania was kind of messy, wasn't it? You know, when you're live, you don't care, because it's about the camaraderie of who you're with. It's about the excitement of the crowd and the events that are going on, so it's a different experience. But if you were watching from home, WrestleMania was a very messy WrestleMania, and by far not the best WrestleMania we've ever had, that's for sure. In order, Raw was the best. Night 2 Mania was... Wait, in order, Raw was the best. Oh yeah, then Night 2 Mania, then Night 1 was... Yeah, Night 2 was definitely better than Night 1. But I thought overall Mania...
Night 2 was definitely better, like...
Chair's debut was midway through season 3.
Did you...
When he was wearing his Deadpool outfit, that's right too.
Did you enjoy Night 2 or not?
I mean, I liked Night 2 a lot more than Night 1. I thought Night 1 was sort of boring, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I did think it was... But that's just me. I don't speak for anybody else. No, even Honeybee says it was boring, considering it was supposed to be the biggest show. It felt like a standard paper. It really did.
I don't know what she means by that.
No, me too, absolutely. And I don't disagree with that at all. You know who's had 2 smoking hot weeks in a row for wrestling shows is AEW. AEW's been hot the last 2 weeks. I really enjoyed Dynamite this week. I haven't watched Collision yet, so I don't know what went on there. But Dynamite was fantastic. Dynamite was fantastic. I still want to see Adam Cole push towards that world championship. You know, I'm glad he's finally wearing a championship, and he's going to make a great TNT champion, not to mention. But I'm an Adam Cole fan. I don't like how he's been utilized up till now. Finally, they've pulled the trigger on maybe giving him a push, and he's finally got a championship around his waist. So that's a good sign, I'm hoping. But let's face it, Adam Cole could literally wrestle circles around most of the roster. You know, as good of a roster as they have, because AEW has a phenomenal talent base. Which annoys you. You know, why sometimes...
Why wasn't he ever on the main roster in WWE, though? Why was he just on NXT?
Yeah, I don't know that either. I mean, that was a Vince McMahon thing, I'm guessing. He was supposed to beat MJF during the Devils. Yes, he was. Yes, he was, and that didn't end up happening. Oh, Collision hasn't had it yet? Okay, well, that's probably why I haven't seen it, is Collision hasn't... when was Collision?
Around and I've fucked MJF to heel, though. That was kind of weird, like... Adam Cole was the one that been turd against him.
Jack says Timeless Tony Storm is carrying AEW. You're kind of right about that. You're kind of right about that. Because the heavyweight division right now, or the World Championship division, whichever you want to refer to it as, isn't great right now. Is anybody enjoying the Hurt Syndicate storyline? What are everybody's thoughts on the Hurt Syndicate? Waiting for Darby to come back? Yeah, he should be back soon, shouldn't he? Mercedes is doing her part, I feel. See, I'm not a Mercedes fan boy. I don't think Mercedes Moné is half as good as they pretend she is. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's your opinion, man.
You know, I don't dislike her or anything. I just think...
You're just not a fan, basically.
No, not really. Not really.
The thing is, I'm a Sasha Banks fan, that's the thing, like...
Darby's still on Mount Everest? Damn. Hopefully he makes it down off of Mount Everest. Some people don't, you know, historically speaking. That's an absolutely great... you know what, though? I always said I'd never climb a mountain, but if I had the opportunity to go with a team and climb Mount Everest, I probably fucking would. I probably fucking would. I always said I'd never climb a mountain, because I don't like to tempt fate like that. And I don't think human beings belong casing a mountain, but whatever. That feels a bit biased, I don't know. What feels a bit biased? I like the one person that comes out with Mercedes with the puppet. I'm not a Mercedes fan. I don't like the way she books herself, but she's fun. What I don't like is how she's trashing other promotions and taking all their championships. You know, I've never enjoyed that when anybody's done it, much less Mercedes.
Why has she got 4 fucking... Why has she got 5 championships?
I don't know. Listen, I can understand Joe Hendry not winning a match at WrestleMania. He's still contracted to TNA. There were some people that were trying to say that Hendry got squashed. Did you actually watch the match? He didn't get squashed at all. He had a great showing. He got the fans on their feet. I mean, people were hype. And he did.
I wish it could have been long. I wish it could have been a bit longer, though.
A little bit longer would have been nice. But I mean, it's Randy Orton. You know, he was probably
He didn't get like squashed tonight. He didn't.
No.
It doesn't mean it. He didn't get buried or anything like that. He got his fucking moment. Like,
there's definitely people that think he was buried, but he wasn't buried at all. I mean,
people use the word buried too much, man.
He is contracted to TNA, not WWE, and he got an opportunity to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, isn't that I'd be over the moon with that. In 3 seconds, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't give a fuck, man. Put me on WrestleMania, I've said yes.
Exactly. And even if he did get buried, I bet you he was absolutely thrilled to be in the ring with Randy Orton. How could you not be thrilled about being in the ring with Randy Orton? You know what I mean?
I'd be over the fucking moon with that, mate.
Randy Orton chose the match. Yes, exactly. So that's another thing a lot of people probably don't know. Randy Orton's a big fan of Joe Hendry. Actually, there's a lot of people behind Joe Hendry in WWE. So don't be surprised if after, because I believe he'll be at Royal Rumble again. It only makes sense. But don't be surprised if Joe Hendry becomes a mainstay in WWE before next WrestleMania. I do believe that will happen. He's able to beat the count, but he's fun to watch. You don't like Joe Hendry? How dare you not believe in Joe Hendry, Serene?
I like that power slam he does, mate.
You do not believe. I believe in Joe Hendry. You don't believe in Joe Hendry at all. How dare you? Once he loses the TNA title, he'll sign with WWE. Yeah, probably, but I don't think he's in jeopardy of losing that TNA title anytime soon. I don't think. I think he's going to carry that championship for a while. And he should. You know, they should have him as the face of the company right now, because he is way over, and not just with any one company's fan base. A lot of people like Joe Hendry. But yeah, I agree, Honeybee. Once he does lose that TNA title, which may, you know, I did say by Royal Rumble he'll probably end up becoming a mainstay, or before WrestleMania anyways. That could be right around the same time they book him to lose that match, that championship. I got to tell you, this is a great match so far. Chairs is really dishing it out to the American Badass here. Strafe, you must be excited right about now. Chairs in there. Oh, I spoke too soon. Nice reversal by Taker. Look, that Chair's right back to his feet, though. That guy is a phenom. No pun intended to the phenom Joe Lincoln, by the way. We don't want Joe Lincoln. Hey, we're not stealing nicknames here. The phenom Joe Lincoln, of course, managed by Team Joe Link.
Catastrophic damage on the back.
Speaking of Joe Link, we haven't even started his match recaps yet. That's also Serene Smoke's fault. Distracting us. Serene Smoke, are you related to Variance of Strife? Because they're terrible at distracting us. They like to do that. They like to put things in the chat room for me to start reading. You know, when I'm supposed to be doing something else, and then I forget what it was. It is not funny. How dare you? Look at that. How dare you laugh? Serene is already becoming a villain of our fam jam.
Lunatic is in the ring. Have some respect.
See, I think we should just ban the whole chat. Except for Serene, because people are like already getting into the head of Serene Smoke. I feel like they're all in a chat room somewhere, instructing Serene Smoke on what to say or not say in the chat room to distract me. You know, 'cause we all know that our community's a bunch of villains. But it is not funny. How dare you? How dare you, Serene? I'm a natural born heel. I must distract. How dare you? That is ghastly. Strife, are you related to Serene Smoke? He says, I just watched Jeff Hardy and Willow Gear dance to the beginning of Kendrick's Not Like Us. TNA is a weird place. TNA has always been a weird place, but you know what? It's also been a great place for people to go outside of WWE or New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I'm so glad that there's a partnership with WWE now, because TNA is doing phenomenal right now. But yeah, there's always quirky things with TNA. You didn't know it was Jeff? Yeah. I mean, one thing so I'm all for final runs. We all know that that's only going to be their final run in TNA, because the Hardy Boys will end up back in WWE. Again, probably before WrestleMania of next year, to have a final run. They're probably a retirement run. But I don't like the fact that they're the TNA Tag Champions. I'm not gonna lie. I can see having a big program and having a feud with some champions over the championships. But I don't think you're telling me there's no tag team in TNA right now that's worthy of having those titles over the Hardy Boys, and I don't know. I don't know. I love the Hardys. I just don't think they should be champions. I don't think they should be champions. I think they should be there to
Why is that? Because they've already won loads of belts.
They're 100 years old, man. They don't wrestle like they used to. There's little, like even the fucking young bucks.
I thought they looked pretty good when I see them on NXT.
Oh, you're crazy. I think they look slow and methodic. I still love them, and it's cool that Jeff can still do the high-flying stuff, so I do like that. But I'm not a fan of them holding the titles.
They look quite good in the last couple of matches I watched.
Jeff Swanton has turned into the Crouton Bomb. I know, it's not as good as it used to be. That's what I'm saying. I love the Hardy Boys, but they're just not what they used to be, and I don't like the fact that they're holding on to the championships right now. I think there's other teams that they should be. Now, I'm assuming sometime soon they're going to put a team over, but they've already held those titles for quite a while now. For an older team that's on their way out the door. But they need to be putting people over. Yeah, exactly. Now, the good thing about that is, even though I said what I said, the Hardy Boys are absolutely going to be teaching people how to work in that ring as a tag team unit. Because if there's anything that the Hardy Boys were always great at delivering, I know that the Dudley Boys like to take all the credit for being one of the best tag teams ever. I'm sorry, but the Hardy Boys, their in-ring work has always been phenomenal. Oh, that is it. That is all. Chairs just got tombstoned on the wooden floor. He is out cold. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our match, the American Badass, The Undertaker, picking up a big W here at the TWA Underground debut. Congratulations to The Undertaker. That was a crazy match. Just like Archer's match, though, I swear Chairs was going to win that match.
The Undertaker could definitely win the Underground Championship, I think.
You know, the Gooner is the only one doing well today, as far as streamer team goes. Archer lost to Solo Sikoa. Chairs just lost to the American Badass. Now, mind you, you can't take anything away from Chairs. It is, after all, the American Badass. That guy is built for destruction. But Edge and Christian are the best hardcore tag team, hands down, no questions. Next question. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. I mean, the Dudley Boys are too, but Edge and Christian, definitely the best hardcore tag team. I don't know if anybody would disagree with that. Screw the Dudleys, Serene Smoke says. Well, I mean, I like the Dudleys. I like the Dudleys. Do I think they're the best tag team in the world? No. I don't think they were ever the best tag team in the world. Were they always good at what they did? Yes. Did they know how to draw a crowd? Yes. Did they know how to get a reaction? Yes. You know, there's many reasons why they should have won the amount of championships that they did. But were they the best? No, I don't think so. There was a lot of tag teams that were always better than the Dudleys. But the Dudleys had great in-ring IQs. And again, they knew how to draw. They knew how to either tantalize or draw that audience into the match. They knew how to tell a great story. That said, so did Edge and Christian, but I think Edge and Christian did it better. But I believe that the Hardys, at least at one point, obviously not now, but at one point the Hardys were better than both. I think they work better as a tag team than well, Jeff Hardy was good in his solo career, but I thought he was always, kind of levels above Matt Hardy. I always thought Jeff was the better Hardy beat. Yeah, me too. I like nothing against Matt. I like Matt. He's all Matt as well. That's always been good as well. Yeah. But Jeff Hardy has always been, like Serene Smoke says, leagues and bonds above him. I agree with that. And he never caught up to Jeff. No, he didn't. Even it took me a while to enjoy Matt Hardy as a singles competitor compared to Jeff Hardy. Let's put it that way. Yeah, me too. You know what I'm going to do? Because we're having all kinds of conversations today, and what's going to happen is we won't get the Joe Links match recaps and highlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste them in the chat room while we're talking. Because we were supposed to start after the second match. We've now had 3 matches and have not even touched Joe Links match recaps and highlights. So I'm going to start with episode number 629. That was Action Zone Wrestling on YouTube. And I'm going to be pasting the match recaps and highlights in the chat room for everybody while we continue conversations. Because we got lots to talk about. There's lots to talk about. It is wrestling. There's always something to talk about, right? But we'll get the next match ready before we start pasting those match results. And again, thank you very much to Team Joe Link. He's an absolutely incredible part of our community. And as busy as we all are, he always finds times to create the recaps for everybody to enjoy. He also helps out with logos. Him and I sit sometimes for days discussing what we want to do with the next show. One of our stream previews. He's by far not the only person that helps out, right? We also have Infinite Oni. We have Sir Jack the Great. We've got Glanola. We've got Froggy Mothlegs, Variants of Strife. We very much work as a unit in TWA, and that's what I've always liked about our community, and what I've always liked about our shows, is this show isn't about me. This show isn't about the Archiverse channel. This show is about the community. It is operated for and by the community, and that's the way it always will be. So I've always enjoyed that aspect of what we do here. Jeff the better Hardy, Devon the better yeah, thank you very much. I was going to say something about that, because I've always believed that Devon was a way better wrestler than Bubba Ray, but yeah, Bubba Ray got all the attention. Yeah, I enjoyed Bubba Ray. I've enjoyed Bubba Ray's single runs on like TNA and stuff, but I don't know if you've seen the Bully Ray. As Bully Ray, yeah. I still think they should have done something with Devon, though. I think Devon would have made a good champion himself at some point. Whether that had been the TNA World Championship or the X Division, it doesn't matter. I think Devon he's always been overlooked, in my opinion. I think they're both good wrestlers, though. Jeff was better in the ring. Matt was a better storyteller and performer. That I agree with as well. Matt Hardy, that's why his longevity, because even though he wasn't as exciting to watch in the ring with his in-ring work as Jeff, his storytelling ability, his in-ring IQ, and the way he was able to perform was just better than Jeff. So that's why they complemented each other as a tag team, though. That's why they were so great. You combine the elements of what Jeff Hardy delivered and what Matt Hardy had to offer. They were the perfect tag team. Perfect tag team.
I'd agree with that as well, to be honest.
Yeah, and Christian can kill all 5 of the others on the mic. Yeah, Christian has always been great on the microphone.
Vince never seen anything in Christian to be main event level. I've always seen it.
Yeah, well, Vince is kind of weird that way, right? Like, the things that amused Vince and the things that amused the rest of us were always a little bit different, especially as time went on. Because I think, like, the last 20 years or so that Vince attempted to run WWE was stank. You know, which is the reason other promotions started popping up. People were tired of what Vince was delivering, which 90% of the time, if not higher than that, was nothing that the fan base wanted to see. He was so out of touch with the fans, and he was more worried about his own entertainment and his own enjoyment of his own product than he was what the fans wanted. And, you know, he would occasionally give the fans what they wanted.
He should have left, yeah, as he got on.
Yeah, or at least brought other people in. Luke agreeing with us? Hell has actually froze over, Variant says.
No, I never do I? I never agree with Stripe.
Mufasa says, I don't pick favorites in tag teams, but I've always liked Edge. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody loves Edge. I mean, I can't say I'm enjoying his AEW run. I think the whole Cope thing is silly. But yeah, I've always loved Edge.
I don't like the AEW Edge there.
No, me neither.
I'm not calling him Cope, by the way. I'm not doing it.
No, me neither. I refuse to call him Cope. It ain't happening. It is not happening. All right, so we're going to move on to our next matchup of the day. Here we go. This time it is a faction war. It is the Wolfpack versus American Made is our next match of the day. It is a 3-on-3 Tornado Tag Team matchup. And we all know the history of both teams very well. The Wolfpack have been running wild since season number 1. One of the greatest factions in TWA history. You've got Professor Pollux, a.k.a. Poindexter from Team Froggy Moth Legs. We've got the great Kyle Riley from Team Life is Great, and of course the leader of the pack, Wolfman Alan Severn from Team Glenola, taking on Brutus and Julius Creed, the Creed brothers, and of course Chad Gable. Together they are known as American Made. That is our next match of the day. What do you guys think? Who's walking out? I mean, it's so hard to... Like, today's been crazy, right? We've already had Archer lose a match. We've had Chairs lose a match. The Gooner, again, the Gooner's the one that has looked the best so far on today's show. He was phenomenal in that matchup against the Bloodline. Like, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they were really working Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay had his moments, but they were really working him. While they were working him, Gooner was finding ways. He was countering, reversing, retaliating. Like, he was just all over that ring and just looked phenomenal in there today. So, congratulations for that as well, Luke the Gooner, because, man, Gooner looked phenomenal today. Entrances on, sir. Yes, the entrances are on. Don't worry. I did remember. I shouldn't have to remember. That's what's pissing me off. Right? That's what's pissing me off. We shouldn't have to remember. It should just, like, I'm sorry, but if I create a show and that show tells me I've got all the entrances on, it should remain that way and not change after I save it and start the show. They need to fix that.
I'll be back in a minute. Gonna go get a drink.
All right, sounds good. Faction Wars, League of Nations versus the Outlaws, Action Zone Wrestling. Action Zone Wrestling is actually our next show. However, what we're going to do is we're going to have house show matchups for Action Zone Wrestling, and then we're going to jump into Wrestle Wars Genesis because it's going to be a big show because we did retire Twitch All-Star Wrestling, so every champion from Twitch All-Star Wrestling is going to get a title shot on Wrestle Wars Genesis, so it's going to be a fantastic show. I'm looking very much forward to that. But we're going to get some house show matches going, and moving forward, house show matches won't be just Action Zone Wrestling show matches. We're also going to see some TWA Underground matches. We're going to see some Wrestle Wars Genesis house show matches. We're going to mix it up for our house show matches and make sure not any one promotion is working harder than the other. We do have mid-card championships to circulate, not just world championships, so it'll be something interesting moving forward as far as our house show matchups go. But yes, that's a great matchup right there. League of Nations versus the Outlaws. Of course, they just had a matchup not long ago. I mean, the League of Nations, They haven't had as many dealings with the Outlaws as, say, Winter Swarm did, or the United Kingdom did. But League of Nations is a completely different faction. They were so super successful in Season 5. B. Jackson already, of course, winning championships here in Season 6. So, I mean, League of Nations starting off strong. Apparently, so is Team Arsenal from Team Luke the Gooner 94. But alright, here we go. Matchup number 4 on the day. Again, it is the Tornado Tag Team matchup. It is the Wolfpack versus American Made. Let's turn and burn, shall we? Showtime and go time. Here we go. At some point. At some point. Somebody's got to fire that cameraman. Like, what the hell was that about? Ace, can you fire the cameraman, please, and hire a new one? That was a disgustingly long, completely pitch black overlay. I mean, what was he thinking there? Here he comes from Team Glenola, the leader of the pack. It is the Wolfman Alan Severn. Professor Pollux and Kyle Riley at his side. This should be an absolute barn burner. Terrorizing the locker room since Season 1 has Alan Severn been, and then of course I believe Kyle Riley and Poindexter came in around Season 2 or 3.
Oh, Max has got a drink of Iron Brew there.
Welcome back.
You won't have had Iron Brew because you're not from the UK.
By the way, Strife, what is Froggy up to these days? Clearly he's busy. He hasn't been around in a while. But what's Froggy up to? We miss Froggy. We're hoping Froggy comes back sometime soon. Hopefully Froggy is back sometime soon. We all miss Froggy Mothlegs. He's always been such a tremendous part of our community. But yeah, I know he's been busy in life as far as the real world goes. And it happens. It doesn't matter. He's still part of our community. He's been around so long.
What's actually going on if I'm agreeing with Strife on something?
Sorry, say that again?
Well, if I agree with Strife on something, what's actually going on today? It would be a weird day.
I don't know. But that is definitely... Yeah, I was going to say, that is definitely a weird happening.
Never agree with Strife, do I, ever?
Alan Severn is the Undertaker of the TWA locker room. That he is. That's very true. And the Wolfpack faction has always been super successful. They have been terrorizing TWA for a long time. By the way, besides Strife, what does everybody think of the TWA Underground Arena? I wanted to make sure it was different than Action Zone Wrestling and, of course, Wrestle Wars Genesis. We've got the hardwood floors. We don't have mats down there. I wanted to make it as hardcore as possible because, again, TWA Underground is primarily going to be consisting of... Well, actually, it's not primarily. It is going to be consisting of underground matches and extreme tag team and faction matches, so... Wait a minute, what just happened?
I don't have anything against. I don't have anything against Strife, baby. I like Strife. We just got to play a lot of things.
I'm trying to figure out why is American Made coming out by themselves? Ace Hunter says the arena is absolute fire. Serene Smoke says love. Yeah, so later tonight, I'm also going to be running some house show matchups, so pay attention to YouTube. If somebody can drop the YouTube link again, just in case anybody's not already following us on YouTube, that way they know when we start uploading house show matches. And of course, all of our shows here on Twitch eventually get exported to YouTube as part of our content library. So if we could get that, if you miss Froggy, let them know. We have not heard from them in almost a week. I haven't heard from them in longer than that, my friend. I know you've been talking to him most recently, but I haven't spoken to Froggy in at least a couple of months. But I do know he's been busy.
I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been at least a couple months for me. Now again, I know for a fact he's been busy. It's just a life thing. It's got nothing to do with not wanting to be here or what have you. And there's our YouTube link. Thank you very much to whoever dropped that link. Oh, it was Mufasa. Thank you, Mufasa. Appreciate you. So if you're not already subscribed, and again, subscriptions are the same as follows on Twitch for anybody that somehow doesn't know that already. So it is free to subscribe. I believe we're sitting at around 824 subscribers now. We're still building our subscribers list. But we have a lot of VODs on there. We had to start off at episode 100 because Twitch deleted so many VODs from our early shows that it just wasn't worth uploading, you know, certain shows here and there. So we literally just started at 100 and went up. And then, of course, YouTube removed a couple of my VODs for whatever reason. I never did figure out the reason for that, so I'm actually missing a couple. But from 100 all the way to, I believe, episode 629 are on YouTube, whether that be in the regular VOD section or videos or our live section, because some of our shows are live on YouTube. Today, Variants of Strife is Lil Joey Nightmare. We haven't seen Lil Joey Nightmare in a long time. Speaking of Nightmare, though, Damien Angel is in action today. From Team Kraken Skulls.
Not looking good in this position.
All right, so we may as well start with the match recaps and highlights. I'll get them going in the chat room.
Talk about intimidation.
Again, we're starting at episode number 629, which was one of our YouTube shows, actually. So here's our first recap. They were taking on the Bloodline, the Wolfpack was. Today it's American made. They do love a good fight. 96% World Championship worthy. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. Variants of Strife is driving a Model T right through the arena. How dare you, by the way. We just cleaned the floors. Bad enough we got beer spillage everywhere. Now we've got tire marks. Gaslight. Twitch is known for VOD deleting, unfortunately. My poor SPV. At least I have to record it. Yeah, they delete too much. Now they've changed things up a little bit, so their storage limits are a little bit bigger than they used to be, so they do keep VODs longer than they were anyways. At the beginning of the year, they were deleting them like crazy, so I had to keep exporting them as fast as possible. But pair of sixes, ace high. That will not do it. I can't remember what the poker hand is today, actually. I want to say it's a pair of sixes and fours. So far, Mufasa's winning at dice with a pair of fours. Apparently, poker did not want to work for Strife. You're going to have to try that again, Strife. You're going to have to try that again. Here's our next recap from episode 629. Julia Jackson would take on Alondra Blaze for the Legends Championship. Julia Jackson would put up a great match, but Alondra Blaze would snap the victory from Julia and become the new Legends Champion. That was a shocking matchup, I'm not going to lie. And believe it or not, she's even defended that championship. Alondra Blaze, the reigning defending and so far undisputed Legends Champion here in Season 6. Absolutely crazy. But Julia Jackson is an absolute beast. And I guarantee you she's not taking that loss lying down. There will be a rematch. I guarantee it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know there's going to be a rematch now. Okay.
You just have to know that. Julia Jackson's not going to lose a match and just turn her cheek the other direction. She's going to get that match back and whoop some ass.
I got along with Julia Jackson last night.
But how weird is it that Alondra Blaze not just wins the Legends Championship, but retained it? I believe against Sarah Suzuki, was it not?
I think it was against Sarah Suzuki.
I think it was. I thought for sure Sarah Suzuki. You know, Sarah Suzuki, by the way, one of the quickest superstars in TWA history to become a legend. But this, again, is the management expertise of Team Honeybee Wrestling. Oh, there's our... It is pair of 4s, pair of 6s, 8 high. That's the hand you have to beat for poker. I was actually right about something. I didn't know what the high card was, but I did remember 6s and 4s. I did remember 6s and 4s. Well, at least I got that right.
Making way toward the top rope.
Why do we got a count out going on here? Goddamn count outs. Fucking referees, I'm telling you. We need better referees.
Oh, you're telling me that fucking out about referees? Fuck me.
I swear the referees are showing up drunk. I mean, they have count outs in ladder matches, motherfucker.
Fuck it.
You know what I mean? Like, why is a referee? I mean, they got to be high or drunk or something. They got to be high, drunk, or something to have countouts in a ladder match. But I did tell Ace Hunter that he was in charge of firing any refs and rehiring new ones. So.
Don't get me started on referees in football. Man. Fuck me.
Oh fuck! You know what's been bad? Like, I don't know if anybody watches hockey, but the Toronto Maple Leafs, for the first time since about 1989, are smoking hot in the playoffs already this year. They've been playing the Ottawa Senators. The last game they played, I swear the referees were trying to find ways to hand that match to the Ottawa Senators. It did not work, by the way. And no, as a Maple Leafs fan, I am not getting excited because I have seen them. Well, actually, it's been a long-ass time since I've seen them smoking out a team this badly. So there is that. But I've seen the Toronto Maple Leafs win a round 1 and then go on to choke in round 2. So I'm not, until they start playing in the second round, I am not boasting, I am not bragging, I am not shouting from the rooftops about my team, nothing like some people are. It's like, this is the first round, folks.
Yeah, don't get too carried away, mate.
No. Why is the referee? Holy fuck, that was a late count.
The Champions League, and this is the first.
And that is it, that is all. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 3-on-3 Tornado Tag Team matchup, it is the Wolfpack. The Wolfman Alan Severn, Professor Pollux, a.k.a. Poindexter, and, of course, Kyle Riley. Psychosis. Kyle Riley, to be exact. We don't want to, you know, we got to make sure that he is announced correctly. Acknowledged for being the psycho that he is. But the Wolfpack pick up another big W. And this time it is over American-made, the Creed brothers and Chad Gable. Chad Gable, by the way, did fantastic in we had our tournament to crown our very first ever Underground champion. Actually ended up taking out the Gooner Luke Ballmer in the semifinals, but then went on to lose in the finals. And of course, Zach Payne became our inaugural TWA Underground champion. But what a great matchup that was. Wolfpack looked brutally, I mean, they were just all over American Made. But look how slow this count. I'm surprised that Severn actually got that pinfall because the referee took forever to start counting. That was such a delayed count that it wasn't even funny. Congratulations to Team Glenola. Team Life is great. And of course, Team Froggy Moth Legs. The Wolfpack with another big W under their belts, continuing their reign of wrath, which they've done again since Season 1 as far as Alan Severn goes, and I believe it was Season 2 and 3 as far as Poindexter and Kyle Riley goes. But that said, we're in Season 6 now, so that is still 3 years of dominance in the tag team division for the Wolfpack. All right, moving on. Our next matchup, and we were just talking about the Nightmare Damien a little bit. Actually, we were talking about Little Joey Nightmare, but I did mention that speaking of Nightmare, Damien Angel is in action today. Damien Angel versus Damien Priest is our next match of the day, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But yeah, so I'm not getting overly hyped over my team doing well in the playoffs right now, just simply because it's first round. You know? It's first round. If they're doing this well in the second round, I might start to get a little excited. But it has been since about 89 since they've done this well, 93 since they were any kind of a threat in the playoffs, and they haven't won a cup since 1967. So you can understand why I'm not, just jumping on the bandwagon of, wow, the Leafs are beating, and it's the Ottawa fucking Senators. You know, if they were doing this to the Las Vegas Golden Knights or the Washington Capitals or anything, then I'd be a little more hyped up. But it is the Ottawa Senators, and let's face it, they barely made the playoffs. At least they did. There's that, but barely made the playoffs. Barely made the playoffs. All right, I'm just trying to catch up with Chad here. We've already covered the question of the show. Poindexter's arrival was a couple months before Table, so midway through season 2. Okay. Because Froggles was, or Froggies, I said Froggles. I just gave Froggy a new name, Froggles. It's kind of like Fraggles. If anybody knows what the hell Fraggles are, I don't know. Anybody watch Fraggle Rock ever? There was an animated show too. They were supposed to be doing a movie or a new TV show. I don't know if that ever happened, but I used to love Fraggle Rock. Because Froggies was the one who showed us how to get on Twitch. Well, we absolutely thank Froggles for that. I'm going to keep calling him Froggles just because I think it's cool. I like it. His new name is now Froggles. With an L instead of an I. It's not Froggies, it is Froggles. That's just the way it is.
When you're on about, not getting carried away and stuff.
Yeah.
With your team winning and stuff. Is that because you know what could happen?
Well, that's the thing, right? Again, it's the first round of the playoffs. Anything can happen. Look at the...
it's only one game, isn't it?
Like, let's go back a couple of years, or a few years, shall we? The Boston Bruins had a record-breaking season. I'm trying to remember, did they finish the season undefeated? Even if they didn't, they still broke the record for the amount of games won in a single season. Everybody was all hyped, they're going to win the Stanley Cup, this and that, and I said, listen, I hate to be the one to burst anybody's bubble, but they played really hard this season, especially when they got closer to breaking that record.
I guess they didn't win it.
If you're putting all your effort into breaking a record in the regular season, how well do you think you're still going to be playing come playoff time? And what happened? They got beat out in the first round. First fucking round. Broke records, beat everybody all season, then boom, down the... And I can't exactly make fun of them at all for that, because again, my favorite team, yeah, they don't do so great in the playoffs. A lot of times they don't make the playoffs, and again, we're talking about a team that hasn't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. Absolutely ghastly. That's why I thought it was funny. At one point, Gary Bettman was talking about how Toronto could sustain a second team. It's like, fuck off. Can we win a Stanley Cup with the first team first? Like, it's been many years. And the thing that makes you mad is Toronto has one of the richest teams in the league, and they I don't care if there's a cap or not. There's a way to work your salary cap to still make sure you get decent players for your team. Decent goaltending. They've got a good goalie right now, but how long before they burn him out because he might be the only good one on the team? If you go back to the 90s and the 80s, there was always 2 or 3 great goalies on every single team. You know why that is? Because they pushed each other to become the best they possibly could. You don't have that now. You don't have goalies that are... You have one good goalie and 2 backups. Where backups in the past were almost as good as the starting goalie. You
need your backup goalkeeper. Like, he only basically plays.
Yo, Trayvon Wolf, what's going on? The simple fact, we're looking at Angel versus a Priest, yeah. Welcome in, Trayvon. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to episode number 632.
Most backup goalkeepers want to be number 1, that's why.
It's the debut of our brand new show, TWA Underground, that focuses on underground matches and extreme tag team and faction wars. We have 2 other shows. One's exclusive to YouTube, Action Zone Wrestling, and then we have our flagship show that's been around all 6 seasons, which is Wrestle Wars Genesis, which will be our next live show. We're going to be doing some house show matches for Action Zone Wrestling later tonight, however. Oh, don't worry about the caps. It happens. I mean, as long as you're not yelling at us all the time, because that'll start to hurt our feelings. You know, except for Variants of Strife. Nothing can hurt their feelings. And I do mean nothing. Not even sure they have feelings. I mean, you can double check with Strife. But I feel like they don't have feelings. I mean, what do you think, Luke? You think Strife actually... Do you think they have feelings? I don't think they probably do. Not in the same sense we do, anyways. I wouldn't think. But alright, here we go. Next matchup of the day. Underground. Between Damian Angel and Damian Priest. Let's get things rocking and rolling. It is time to turn and burn. Look, Serene didn't remind us to turn on entrances this time. Serene, what would you have done if I had forgotten? How dare you? You're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Ace did not do his job. Mufasa did not do his job. Nobody reminded me anything this time. How dare you all? Oh my god, yes, you did. You absolutely did flop. But that's okay. We forgive you. Just don't let it happen again.
See, when you talk about getting carried away, right? Because we're in the Champions League semi-finals. We haven't been in the Champions League semi-finals since, like, 2009. We've never won the Champions League. I'm not getting carried away.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know we just beat the champions Real Madrid. We've still got a tough game against PSG to get to the battle.
Here comes 2 games again. Damian Angel, our reigning, defending Action Zone Wrestling World Champion from Team Kraken Skulls. Damian himself has been around a long time. Serene says, please do forgive me, I will do better. We do hope so, Serene, how dare you. You know, we invite you into our Fam Jam. Open arms! Warm welcome offered, and you fail us like that already early in your Fam Jam debut, how dare you. Moon Raider! I just hope Barca or PSG win the Champions League.
What is that?
Moon Raider says, I just hope Barca or PSG win the Champions League. What are your thoughts on that?
He doesn't want Arsenal to win the Champions League. That's why, because he's a Chelsea fan.
Oh, rivalry. I love rivalry.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All right, here's our next...
Chelsea was my dad's team, that's the thing.
Here's our next recap from episode 629 from Joe Link's Match Recaps and Highlights. The Men's Legends Championship was defended by Elijah Archer as he would take on the challenger Triple H, who was trying to avenge Shawn Michaels after Archer starched Michaels. Archer would struggle most of the match, that's true. I actually thought Triple H was going to win. Archer struggled most of the match until he hit a second wind and turned the match around. Elijah Archer would retain the Legends Championship. That was actually a really awesome matchup because, yeah, that's totally correct. Triple H was all over Archer. Archer just happened to somehow hit a second wind. Yeah, I mean, he is fairly resilient. And he was able to hit that AKO and take out Triple H and retain the Legends Championship. All right, so next is the League of Nations from episode 629. Let's see what happened with the League of Nations, shall we? The League of Nations would take on the Bullies in a special guest referee match, including Amber Extreme. Amber would call the match to perfection as the League of Nations would capture the Action Zone Wrestling Tag Team titles.
I watched the video and but this Chelsea fan, like, he said the thought of Arsenal winning the Champions League makes him sick to his stomach, he said.
Now, have you always been an Arsenal fan?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid.
Well, some people change teams, you know, depending on if they're winning or losing, right?
Change your team, so always stick by.
Yeah. It's weird how people can be like that. A lot of people just jump from team to team depending on how well they're doing in a season.
You can support 2 teams as long as they're not in the same league as each other.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, you can have, like, a team you go watch locally, you can have a team that you support in the Premier League, yeah?
I mean, clearly I'm not a bandwagon jumper, because otherwise I would not be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan still. But I mean, my family history would...
That's what I mean, like, I don't live in London, but I support Arsenal. I don't have to live in London to support Arsenal.
People do that in every dang EFIT. I wish folks would stand on there. I'm sorry, what did I miss? What did I say? You talking about bandwagon jumpers where they jump from person to person?
Yeah, that's glory supporting. It's a different word for it.
Well, no, Serene Smoke said something about stable hoppers. Yeah, stable hoppers are like sports teams fans, right? They want to hop to that next stable that happens to be doing well in the moment.
I'll support Arsenal. Shit, the worst. The best. Shit, bad, it doesn't matter. I'll still support Arsenal.
These two showing how well they know each other.
So, right now, Arsenal is a good place there. So.
Here's our next Joe Links match recap and highlight. Anna Jay would defend the Action Zone Wrestling Continental Championship against Chelsea Green. Anna Jay would successfully defend the Continental Championship by pinning Chelsea, of course. That was a great matchup.
I don't like that her name's Chelsea.
You don't like the name Chelsea?
I don't like that her name is Chelsea for the football team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's all there is to it, but it does play a huge role in
is there any football games going on today?
Square on the chin and keep going. You can't
well, right now, I don't think so.
I didn't know if anybody was playing. Is Arsenal playing? When's their next
game? Arsenal played Wednesday.
Yep, they played Wednesday. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Arsenal play until like.
Moving into the ring.
You know why I knew Arsenal was playing? Well, first of all, we talked about it.
They play on Wednesday. They don't usually play games like Saturday or Sunday.
No, I know, but I'm saying, do you know why I knew then that you were watching Team Arsenal play?
Yeah.
Because you were not here. Because we were live with Action. Yeah, we were live with Action Zone Wrestling, I believe it was. And so we were all sitting talking about, where is Luke the Gooner? And then somebody brought up the fact that Team Arsenal was playing. I believe it was Moon Raider, actually. And yeah, sure enough, Team Arsenal was playing. And so we knew that you were sitting at the shrine, one hand mutilating yourself, the other on a cold beverage with the remote beside it, ready to scream at your TV if Arsenal lost.
Some games on Saturday, tomorrow, Chelsea, Everton, Wolves, Leicester City, Newcastle, Ipswich Town, Brighton, West Ham, and Southampton, Fulham.
So, Serene Smoke, do you have a favorite wrestler by chance? Some people do, some people don't. You know, some people just like pro wrestling in general. They don't have necessarily a favorite, and other people's, you know, they have their favorites, but...
This doesn't really rock if you don't know my fucking favourite wrestler is. Fucking hell.
People are going to judge me for my... We don't judge people here. I mean, you'll quite often hear us arguing back and forth, like Luke the Gooner and I. We like it's all part of the show. You know, we'll nag on him for liking Mickey James better than, I don't know, Charlotte Flair. You'll hear us arguing back and forth, but it is all part of the show. We got another pipe bomb. Zach Payne says the Ego Club are against stable hopping. You're either loyal or we put you through catering and toss you out. Yeah, the catering sections of any arena are not ever happy with the Ego Club. They tend to make an absolute mess.
He gets back in right before the count.
How dare you before I knock you out?
Charlotte Flair is your favorite? Well, here's the thing. I absolutely love Charlotte Flair.
No.
I think they overbook her, but I do love her in the fact that she's such a great ring technician. You know what drives me mad about Charlotte Flair, though? Her promo skills. Like, there's literally times where you listen to her cut a promo and it's fantastic. Then the next two promos she cut, it's like she's never cut a promo before. It's like, why is there there's no consistency. If she's better at promos than she's been. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. If she was more consistent, if she was more consistent with her promos, she'd be that much more likable to the, because you got to think that casual fans don't necessarily like the same things about a wrestler that we like. For instance, Mickie James. I don't know many people, like actual wrestling fans, that would deny the fact that Mickie James is probably one of the best female wrestlers of all time. But then there's others that only watch occasionally and only know about certain matches with Mickie and don't think she's that great of a wrestler. It's like, okay, I got to draw the line sometimes, because Mickie James, even though we like to bug Luke, and Luke's always he has his shrine of Mickie. He purchased things. He's got memorabilia and posters, lunch boxes. He's got so much different merchandise for Mickie James. He has the world's largest shrine to Mickie James in the world. But Mickie James literally is one of the best female wrestlers of all time. Top 5. Easily top 5. So, but again, casual fans and actual wrestling fans tend to have a bit of a different mindset when it comes to certain things.
My brother, you watched wrestling for a little bit.
Ooh, look at that, Luke.
You watched wrestling for a bit, but you stopped watching it. You wouldn't really know who Mickie James is.
Look at that. Serene Smoke is a Mickie fan.
I know who Mickie James is because I like her. Just anyway, you've never seen a wrestler anyway.
Serene Smoke is a Mickie fan. Look at that. Mickie, my queen.
Mickie James is the fucking goat.
Devastating submission coming. After everything.
You adore Mickie? Yeah. Mickey's awesome.
Mickey's awesome. We're going to be friends. Charlotte Flair's your favourite wrestler, but I don't like Charlotte at all, but I think I can agree with the Mickie stuff.
An absolute goat. She's done so much for women's wrestling. Absolutely. It's funny because we always talk about that, the person that has done primarily the most for women's wrestling was Trish Stratus. But if you guys think back, anybody that watched that, by the way, that's still one of the best women's storylines of all time. Between Mickie and Trish Stratus. Such a phenomenal story. The way they played it out, the matches, everything about it was fantastic. But in my opinion, if not for Mickie James, Trish wouldn't have had that same success at that point in time in her career. Mickie brought that out of her. Maybe not. I don't think she would have. I believe that Mickie James brought out the absolute best in Trish, and Trish brought out the best in Mickie, especially because that was early on in her career. So she really brought out something in Mickie that let the whole world know that she is here to be one of the best, and she's going to be a future great. And look, all these years later, she's absolutely a great and a legend and one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. So Strife says, or actually Azrael says, I will die on this hill. My prince Finn Balor has not been booked well since he lost the Demon King. Almost as bad as Adam Cole in AEW. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely detest what they've done with Finn Balor. Detest. Finn Balor. Again, casual fans only know certain things about certain wrestlers, what they read in the dirt sheets, or maybe the highlight they watched the day before. But Prince Balor, formerly known as Prince Devitt, now known as Prince Finn Balor, or Prince Balor, always been one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And for a long time he has been. From the time he was over in Ireland wrestling, and his time wrestling in the UK, in Europe, to when he came over to North America. If you watch any of his matchups, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a matchup where there was any flaws to it. He's such a great technician. He's got a great in-ring IQ. He's got a great repertoire of moves, so from match to match, you're not watching him do the exact same thing all the time, except for maybe his finisher, which I've never really cared for his finisher. I don't like the coup de grace, really.
Yeah, it's a pretty shit finisher, isn't it?
It is a pretty shit finisher.
He jumps and puts his feet on them. How was that going to... all that's going to do is win you for a couple of seconds.
Man, Damien's having a tough time against Damien Priest here.
He pins people off that.
Yeah. Damien Priest measuring up Damien Angel here. Not looking good. Damien Angel is in real trouble here. Oh my God, that is it. Another streamer team has lost today. I gotta tell you, these underground matches are gonna be a real challenge for everybody. Wow. The superstars of TWA are outshining the streamer teams today on our debut of TWA Underground. It has been crazy. Crazy. Luke the Gooner, your superstar has done the best all day so far when it comes to today's debut of our new show. The Gooner looked phenomenal in that matchup. Absolutely phenomenal. He was even better than Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay had, like I said, he had his moments in that match, but the person who shone through the most in that matchup was definitely the Gooner, Luke Ballmer. Definitely the Gooner, who started off season 6 absolutely phenomenally. And I believe, I'm going to have to go back and check, but I believe that Team Arsenal is undefeated so far in season 6. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure. So I'm going to throw out another recap from episode 629 from Joe Link's match recaps and highlights here. Again, this was our YouTube show. It's a couple of shows. Obviously, this is episode 632. So the next show on 629 would be for the men's tag team champions, or championships rather, as Phenomenal Soul, which is of course the Phenom Joe Lincoln and CM Punk, would take on the Coalition. The Coalition would be heavily favored to win, as Elijah Archer would be the special referee, which he was. That was a little shady, I'm not going to lie. But he was the special guest referee, with no surprise to anyone, especially since Elijah Archer was the referee. The Coalition would win the tag team titles. You notice how many times he mentioned the fact that Archer was the special guest referee for that match? That's hilarious. But he's not wrong, he was. He really was. Oh, man. But even Archer lost today, so... Serene says, so I'm curious, since you don't like Mercedes, did you like Sasha Banks? I mean, they're the same person, Serene. You know?
My favorite 4-horsewoman's Becky Lynch. That's my favorite out of them.
It's not that I don't like Mercedes or Sasha. I don't think she's not a terrible wrestler. She's just
not a fan of it.
She's just not nearly as good as they book her to be. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's better. Listen, first of all, she's going over and annihilating champions in other promotions. I don't like that. That's not how a partnership should work. And if you do annihilate one of their champions, for God's sakes, one of their champions should have the exact same opportunity back. You know what I mean? And that has to happen. And like number 2, in AEW. I'm not even talking New Japan. I'm not talking WWE and the other promotions. In AEW, there are better women's wrestlers than Mercedes Moné. It's just Tony Storm.
Good. I always have thought Sasha was good. That's just my opinion.
Tony fucking Storm is a better wrestler than Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. I dare you to suggest that's not true. Tony Storm is awesome. I actually would love, and I do think it'll happen eventually, I want to see Tony Storm in WWE. She has endless feuds and rivalries over there she can have that would be absolutely instant classic matchups. Naomi did very well for herself. You know what? It's amazing how well Naomi does, and how over she is with the fans, how well she draws in a crowd, whether she's a babyface or right now she's on a heel run. But she's never been she's been champion, but she hasn't been champion too many times, right? She's got the kind of like, look at Natalya Neidhart, right? They didn't have to put a championship on her all the time because she's just that good, and people just like Natalya Neidhart. And Naomi has that same following, not just from casual fans, but she's impressed, us diehard wrestling fans. Naomi's fantastic. Yes. I do believe Naomi deserves a run as champion. I do believe that she deserves a run as champion. Naomi did well for herself. I think she did exactly what she needed to do. She did, but she deserves more, absolutely. Huge Naomi fan. Yeah, Naomi's awesome. Yes, we can.
This Naomi heel run's quite interesting, actually.
Variant says, yes, we can. Botch Banks has never been good in the ring. Well, I wouldn't say she's not good in the ring. She's just not as great as they make her out to be. That's for sure. All she does is talk a lot of shit.
Are you just not that big on her?
Then all she does is talk a lot of shit, then hurt people in the ring. That's true. She does have a history of hurting people in the ring. Which is funny because she was one of the people that spoke out against Nia Jax. And I thought, whoa. You've hurt probably just as many people as Nia Jax has, woman. But there is that. She definitely hurts people in the ring. We have never seen any improvement for her. Granted, we have not seen any of her AEW stuff. I mean, her AEW stuff, she's done more in other promotions than she has in AEW, really. Hence why she's wearing all those championships. She is the TBS champion. But again, I'm sorry, but there's AEW women right now, currently, that are better than Mercedes Moné, and that's just a fact.
I like Sasha. I always have liked Sasha Banks, but he's not like the opposite. I do think there is better wrestlers though.
Serene Smoke says, but they just see Mercedes as a bigger draw. Yeah, I don't know why. And I think Tony Storm. Tony Storm has proven that false.
If you want more money in your shows.
You know, Tony Storm. She's got a huge fan base right now. Huge fan base. And she's been... she's literally being watched by WWE people, right? Literally. Like... and I'm not talking about, like, fans. I'm talking about people behind the scenes have really taken notice to Timeless Tony Storm. Serene Smoke says, biased. I won't comment. On what? You can comment on anything you want. My girl's collecting checks, that's all I care about. Clock it. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Just because we're not as big of a fan of Mercedes as you are, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? There's people that don't like Mickie James, but Luke and I disagree. So, but it is, we like Mickie James.
What do we disagree on?
Well, we're not disagreeing against one another. We just like people that don't like Mickie James. You and I disagree with their stance on things because Mickie James.
Oh yeah,
it's
I don't know how you can't. I don't know how you can't like it. It's just fucking weird that.
Strike says it's not bias, it's fact. But I mean, yeah, like her poopy comment she made on yeah. I like LFG, I gotta tell you. To me, like, it's basically just an improved version of Tough Enough, right? But I really enjoy LFG. I really enjoy LFG.
Going away the 12th of June, are you looking after me?
I hear her voice is in the background. That must be your, is that your stepmom? And where's Buddy? I haven't heard Buddy yet. What have you done with Buddy? Listen, Buddy is the unofficial, but yet official, mascot of TWA. And we have not heard Buddy's voice today. What is Buddy doing? Is he outside enjoying the weather? She needs to take several seats. That outfit was not worth the blow up. She was wearing a damn dress practically. Yeah. But yeah, you're not wrong about Mercedes collecting checks. Listen, and that's okay. She's doing her thing. And obviously there's a select group of people that enjoy that. I don't know. I've never found her to be as good as at least as good as, most of the people booking matches want to push her anyway. I mean, we've already had, and again, I'm a huge Charlotte Flair fan. She's probably my favorite wrestler of today, for the past few years, actually. But I don't think any one champion from any promotion should be going over to different promotions and continuously slaughtering their champions and taking their belts. I mean, I do hope that she doesn't just vacate those titles eventually, and she actually does the right thing and puts over a contender from those promotions to drop the title to. If she does that, I will be impressed. But she's already been holding those titles for quite a long time. Right? So, I don't know. It's hard to say. That's why she got all the pushback. And it was dumb. End of discussion. I'm not entertaining delusion. It was hypothetical, plain and simple. Go look at the gears she's worn. Calling me deluded? I don't think anybody called you deluded. Delusional. Well, I guess that means you're deluded. A little. She won't. Her ego can't handle the loss. What the fuck you on about? Here I am just reading the chat to everybody. I did just type in a pipe bomb promo. If you want to read that, Archer, if you already did, then I missed it. Oh, let me check. I don't think I did. Give me a second. All right, so congratulations to Damian Priest. Big win over Damian Angel. Big win. Next match of the day, another underground matchup, of course. It is Carino Sinister Farmer, member of the Wolfpack from Team Cornhusk Show, taking on Dexter Loomis from Wyatt 6. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. These guys have a very similar style. They definitely have similar mindsets. Carino Farmer, one of the most feared superstars in TWA history. At one point in time, people didn't know of, because nobody wanted to interview him. People did not want to tag team with him in the early on because people thought he was a cannibal. People thought, because he used to like to bite people, right? He did used to like to bite people. Still does from time to time. But the Wolfpack took him under their wing, of course, as a member of the Wolfpack's, I was going to say Wolfman Alan Severn's now infamous stable. Maybe even notorious. Maybe even notorious might be a good word for them. Can't argue with facts. Sure, sit the fuck down. I'll stand. Cool. Obsessed. I'm really enjoying this rivalry between Serene Smoke and Luke the Gunner 94. Hey, at least you're both Mickey James fans. You can at least agree on that. But it is fun as fuck to watch you guys go back and forth. It is fun as fuck to watch you go back and forth. All right, our next recap from episode 629. From Joe Link's match recaps and highlights. There we go. Shade from Team Sir Jack the Great would challenge Shinsuke Nakamura for the Action Zone Wrestling Continental Championship. Of course, Anna Jay and Shinsuke Nakamura both won the Continental Championships during house show matchups. They were, of course, later challenged by both Anna Jay and Shade. Shade would take out Nakamura with every weapon at his disposal and become the new Action Zone Wrestling Continental Champion. And that was, of course, Shade's very first championship. So big win by Shade, again from Team Sir Jack the Great. Holy fuck, did I ever get tongue-tied there? Let me try that again. I'm going to try and read Serene's. I can critique. Holy fuck, I can't say the word critique. What is going on? I can critique someone I like. I'm not a sheep. No, not here. Here you can critique anybody you want. That's how things work. We are a fam jam here. Not everybody has the same likes. We don't have the same opinions. I mean, a lot of the time, there's a lot of the times we do, but we're professional wrestling fans. We're going to disagree on something, but that's okay with us. That's the way things should be, right? Professional wrestling is a lot like politics. You can't like every party on the same level. Well, I mean, you can, but absolutely love Mickey James. Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to be great friends with Luke the Gunner. He is the world's biggest Mickey James fan. He once spent $578.89 on a pair of Mickey James underwear from eBay to add to his collection. I disagree comment, but that will never undo what she's done for women's wrestling. Yeah, no. Fuck off, you prick. Hey, he didn't go with your fucking Canadian today. He called me a prick.
So what do you actually disagree about? She did nothing wrong. It's just stupid to get put out over fucking nothing. Like, literally, like...
Which part of the conversation are we talking about?
It's fucking stupid, honestly. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb, honestly. Like, it genuinely is so fucking stupid. Like, to get pissed off over nothing. She said an opinion, and it is what it is. Grow the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just piss off the fucking broadcast because I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, Ace says, you're good, Serene. Luke is just super passionate about Mickey.
I don't give a fucking shit. I would just go fucking suck a big cock for all I care. I couldn't give a shit. Could not fucking care.
Wait.
Throw that dick.
Hold on. Who?
Throw that dick.
You want to suck a big cock, or somebody else can suck a big cock? I kind of missed that whole thing. I missed that whole thing. Did you say you'd rather suck a big cock, or you said somebody can suck a big cock?
I don't know.
You don't know. How am I supposed to know if you don't, Luke?
No, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, she didn't say anything.
Who didn't say
the
anything?
comment on LFG is just people are getting bored over fucking nothing. It's just dumb as fuck.
You mean why she got? Are we talking about how she got replaced?
What did she do wrong apart from give her fucking opinion on the? She didn't even. She gave an opinion. She gave advice to the young woman. If you don't want to take it, that's some fucking you, man.
Okay, we're talking about LFG here. Is that what we're talking about? Is LFG? Like what happened on LFG? Because as much as I was enjoying it, I actually forgot what the fuck we were talking about. I forgot. I'm the same way. I'm passionate about my faves, and I don't fault anyone for being the same way. No, nobody should fault anybody for feeling the way they feel about anybody.
Oh, the comment that she made wasn't that bad at all. Honestly, you just being a fucking deluded motherfucker, man.
Which comment? She's made a few comments. What did she say?
About the ring gear, because people are being pussies about it.
Well, I mean, you gotta understand too that coming from Mickey James' perspective is her and
it came from the diva era, man. People need to shut the fuck up.
Her and a select few others worked very, very hard to make it so that women wrestling could be enjoyed.
It's really not hypocritical. It's really not. She came from the diva era. It's really not hypocritical. You're not hypocritical for giving your opinion. Fucking shut up.
You see what I mean? Serene, he even cuts my ass off. I can't get a word in edgewise here. But anyways, what I was gonna...
Sit down, you motherfucking...
Yeah, you know what it is?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Go on, you don't belong here. You don't belong in the street.
You know what it is? It's because you're fucking British. It's because you're fucking British. But anyways, they worked very hard to make it so that women's wrestling could be respected, enjoyed, without them having to wear...
I don't agree with this fucking idiot in the chat, so it is what it is.
Anyways, so that... Because at one time, women wrestlers were only looked at for what they were wearing, for, you know... how they could present themselves in a sexy manner, walking to the ring, in the ring, you know, all that stuff. So they worked very hard so that women didn't have to dress in that manner to be acknowledged or watched or respected. So I get where Mickey's coming from, and to be honest, she's not the only one that has that opinion. So because the gears she's worn have not been covered, yeah. Zoe Stark in her glitter bra. If anyone has no room to talk about skimpy clothing, Mickey had to wear what she wore because Vince was and is a perv. Exactly. And that's why Mickey and so many others fought so long and so hard not to have to wear that kind of ring gear. I mean, if people want to wear it, then you're wearing it by choice, but they were made wear attire that was as sexy as possible because Vince believed that the only way people would watch women's wrestling is if they were wearing next to nothing and in some sort of stupid, ridiculous mud wrestling match that was actually pudding. You know, stupid shit happened back in the day. But anyways, but to be fair, Serene, Mickey, yeah, I already read that. Most of the skimpy outfits back in the day because of
being the fucking clown, man. Like charity, like.
I didn't read that. To be fair, Mickey was made to wear most of those skimpy outfits back in the day because of McRapey. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm on about. There's nothing wrong with the comments she made at all. Nothing at all wrong with that. Someone's going to call me deluded because they put out over somebody who said something about some ring gear. Grow the fuck up, man.
All right, so while we continue this conversation, we're going to move on to the next match. Again, it is Carino Sinister Farmer from Team Cornhusk Show taking on Dexter Loomis from the White Six. It is an underground match.
Not hypocritical.
It is
all.
next. Let's go.
Called an opinion. Do you know what an opinion is? Shut the fuck up, man.
I think at this point you're kind of talking to yourself.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking dick.
Well, I see. Okay, Serene said it was hypocritical. Well, that's because Mickey did wear stuff like that. But again, like Strife just said, sorry, not Strife. Mickey was forced to wear the ring gear she wore back in the day, much like everybody else. Because again, Vince had that mindset where if they weren't dressed like a porn star, nobody was going to care about women's wrestling. So, you know, a lot of them fought very hard not to have to worry about that. So that's why Mickey made the comment. She's not, believe me, if there was other women's wrestlers, and I could name them, but I won't because we don't need to. It's not that important to make this conversation relevant. But she's by far not the only one that if they were on that show that would have made a comment like that. It just happens to be it was Mickey that did it. Strife gave you a break time notice. Luke, take a bathroom break and take a breather. Calm down a bit, he says. Luke is one of the most passionate Mickey James fans ever. Actually, he might be the most passionate Mickey James fan ever. You say anything negative, he's going to blast your ass. But anyways.
I'm just not having idiots tell me what the fuck that they what about stupid things, man.
Well, I mean, she's just giving you her opinion. Or their opinion.
Well,
I said her, but I meant there.
Stop.
It's like your opinion of Charlotte Flair not being any good.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I didn't say she wasn't any good. I don't like Charlotte. You're right.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte's overrated, but I don't like Charlotte at all.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Carino Sinister Farmer versus Dexter Loomis. Let's go.
All a hypocrite over opinions is a fucking stupid thing. Not hypocritical at all.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Serene might not have known exactly what Strife informed them on. Right?
So sounds like one of those IWC people, man. I just fucking jump on the fucking thing.
Serene might not have known that Vince McMahon was the one behind all those crazy outfits back in the day.
Yeah. Dick. Look at fucking dick. So, yeah, I don't know what's there.
Here he comes, former multiple-time champion, Carino Sinister Farmer from Team Cornhusk Show. One of the most successful superstars in the Wolfpack, and as you can see, he is the reigning, defending TWA television champion. He won that championship, of course, in our Season 6 debut for Wrestle Wars Genesis.
Back to the action, Archer.
We're just about to hit the betting rounds, so starting with our next matchup, we will have the betting lines open so you guys can bet on the final 3 matches. And then depending on our time, we might even have a go-home happy match. Who knows? We'll see what happens with time.
Doesn't matter the situation, the champion always has a winning game plan.
We will see. Like Sable and Tori Wilson, they did some crazy stuff. Yeah, they did, yeah. You know, I was never a big fan of Sable. I'm not going to lie. I think the only reason she was... The only reason she kept the job so long... I mean, eventually it was because of Brock Lesnar, I think.
Sable, Tori Wilson, and people like that couldn't wrestle at all.
No, exactly. Tori Wilson was literally a model. It was one of Vince's models that he tried to make a wrestler. And Sable, if her breasts weren't bigger than Dolly Parton's, I don't think she would have been noticed at all. You know, between Brock Lesnar and Jerry the King Lawler talking about her puppies, it just kept her relevant and kept her into the storylines, and she was just there. But could Sable wrestle? Oh, hell no. Could Tori Wilson wrestle? Oh, hell no. I mean, to be fair, she had a couple of matches that were okay. But Tori Wilson was definitely not a great wrestler. They did do some crazy stuff, though. Yeah. The Attitude Era was not necessarily great to the women's wrestlers. And that was Vince McMahon's fault. It was totally his doing. Totally his doing.
That's exactly how this man likes it. It plays to his strengths as a technician. Yeah, submission
Do we have any championship-worthy teams yet today? I don't think anybody's won at poker. I know Mufasa is still winning at the dice game with a pair of 4s. Nobody's beat or tied that. But I don't think we've had a championship-worthy team yet today. We haven't had any poker winners.
Yeah, there's just a bit of it.
Sorry, say that again.
Just a bit of it.
No. Not our main event. The next 3 matches are part of our betting rounds. And, of course, they're also championship matches.
I think people being whiny crybabies, man.
I mean, it happens.
I think the people being whiny crybabies about the comments, but...
Are you still going on about the Mickey James comment? I mean, Serene was only giving an opinion, Luke. Again, the same as your opinion that you don't like Charlotte Flair when a lot of us do. Same thing. But again, Serene might not have known that Vince made Mickey and so many others wear those ghastly outfits to begin with for her to have that opinion and comment. So
I think people are whiny crybabies. I mean,
I mean, I don't want to see supermodels turned into wrestlers either. That was one of the... I hated the women's division back then. Hated it. Usually skipped the matches. It was just some stupid matchup that Vince McMahon created that he thought would turn them on for the day. You know what I mean? Pair of 4s, 10 high, that won't do it. I believe it's 6s and 4s, 8 high is the hand to beat.
Oh my God! Driven face first to the outside.
Is the hand to beat.
When you get to call me deleted or snap, yeah, okay. Hey, we'll move on. Move on for that anyway.
Move on for now, you mean?
And just barely made it back.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come back up.
Yeah, probably will. For whiny fucking crybabies, man.
Whiny crybabies.
Lots of counters from each athlete. Impenetrable defense. And finishing up high.
All right. I'm going to post another Joe Links match recap here.
I'm going to time myself out for 5 minutes and come back to the broadcast booth.
I mean, actually, Variance of Strife already gave you a break time notice, so you've already got 5 minutes to yourself. All right, next recap for episode 629.
Will it get countered? Yes. Not letting the submission attempt do any more damage here.
The Women's World Championship would be up for grabs in a special guest referee match. Roxanne Perez, Jennifer Wolf, and Io Sky would all compete for the chance to become champion. Trish Stratus would be the special guest referee. Jennifer Wolf would take advantage of a poor decision by Io and pin Roxanne Perez to become the new Action Zone Wrestling champion. Yeah, what's funny about that match, for anybody that did watch it, it actually looked like Roxanne Perez was going to pull out a win in that matchup and become our champion. Our first champion for season 6. But yeah, Io made a couple of poor decisions, and Jennifer Wolf capitalized big time on both, and eventually ended up winning the Women's World Champion. So our first champions for Action Zone Wrestling this season have been Damian Angel, who lost a match against Damian Priest earlier today, and of course Jennifer Wolf, who's been on absolute fire. Part of the Wolfpack Gals, of course.
Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. This fight is pumping.
All right, so while this match is continuing, they are going to war outside. I can hear that count going. I hope they get back inside the ring. There we go. Keep breaking that count. Oh, well, I thought he was going to hop back out. But there goes Farmer. Man was just down on the ground. Typical Carino Farmer. Just when you think you've got him down and out, if you take 1 second to take a breather, he's all over you. All right, so while this matchup continues, I do need to go grab myself a beverage and use the facilities, so I will be right back. I would tell you that Luke the Gooner has got the broadcast, but he's on a 5-minute break, so you guys are just going to have to enjoy this matchup, and I'll be right back.
Oh, this is just too far. Get some control in there. Oh, it is aggression, just pure brutality. Come on, easy. Loomis gets intercepted. He counters with a great reversal. Wow. Oh, stiff kick. The arm absorbing the damage. What you doing here, Corey? The colossal club. Slipped right underneath, and just like that, he's out of the hold. Totally helpless at the moment. Ooh, huge impact. He's looking to take things to the outside now.
Loomis keeps him at bay.
Yes, press! And retaliates with a counter. And here he is, heading back into the ring.
Fought off with an elbow. Oh!
Lets him up down, like being manhandled by a bear. Vintage move here.
The Cobra clutch submission is in.
Wrap.
Elbows trying to free himself, and he escapes.
Fez press and the piston-like right hands.
Fez press raining down right hands.
And Loomis able to reverse that. He turns it around on Loomis. Gets out of the ring. What's going to happen now?
And another.
It is unbelievable what these athletes have been putting each other through. Absolutely pushing each other beyond any normal human's limits. Oh! Taking things back into the ring.
Back in the nick of time.
Picked up and being carried around now. Scoop slam!
And now Loomis is being measured. Uses an elbow to disrupt that attack.
Looks like he knew what was coming up.
He wants his crowd on their feet. He wants them to make some noise.
Ooh, great anticipation. And he exits the ring.
Okay, I have returned. I see the match is still going on. Not surprised. I knew this was going to be a slobber knocker from the get-go. It is Dexter Loomis from White 6 and Carino Sinister Farmer from the Wolfpack. It was bound to be a phenomenal matchup. Buddy's outside. Well, how dare you leave Buddy outside? We are live. Debut of TWA Underground, and our mascot is not available because you're busy allowing him. Instead of doing his duties as mascot, he is outside playing with cats, chasing sheep and birds. How dare you?
Oh, look at this.
We love Buddy. Hopefully you're at least giving him some treats today. He was very angry the other day. He wanted treats, and you're not giving him treats. You got to give Buddy treats. He is Buddy the Wonder Dog, Luke. All right. So we'll move on with another recap. And this was the main event for episode number 629. And again, for anybody that's newer to the Fan Jam, just come in today. We're, of course, live on YouTube with Action Zone Wrestling. We also have all of our content that gets exported. So you can find old shows, current shows, house show matches, you name it. You don't want to miss an opportunity to check out TWA on YouTube.
How's it going?
He's a good boy. He is a good boy. He needs treats.
Yeah, he is, yes. He's a good one. He's a staffy. He's a staffy.
What type of dog is he?
Staffy.
Oh, he is, okay. I thought that's what you said. I wasn't sure. Alright, so this is our final recap from episode 629. Again, that was a YouTube show, Action Zone Wrestling. The main event for episode 629 would be for the Action Zone Wrestling Men's World Championship. Will Ospreay, Humboldt, and Damien would all compete to represent the Action Zone Wrestling brand. Stone Cold Steve Austin would be the special guest referee for this matchup. Damien would be the one who would stand tall, defeating Ospreay, but pinfall, becoming the new... Well, that was supposed to be by, not but. By pinfall, becoming the new Action Zone Wrestling World Champion, which, of course, we saw today. Damien, when he came out to fight Damian Priest, he was wearing his World Championship. Of course, Damian Priest was able to defeat Damian Angel today. It's been a crazy day as far as I like. The underground matches have completely been stacked against our streamer teams today. So far, so good for Carino Sinister Farmer. Maybe he can be the first streamer team today to win an underground match.
Big time spine buster. Could lead to a big time win.
We're just getting started. We haven't even scratched the surface because eventually we're going to have all kinds of crazy matches with tag teams and factions, including cage matches, lockdown matches. It's going to be oh my God, well, he didn't tap out. He passed out. That is a TKO victory for Dexter Loomis. And I literally just said Carino might be the first streamer team to win today because it looked like he was on route to victory in that matchup. I was wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, representing the Wyatt Six, it is Dexter Loomis with a big win over Carino Sinister Farmer. Congratulations to Wyatt Six. There's a faction I'm surprised nobody's claimed. Nobody has claimed anybody from the Wyatt Six. They haven't claimed because we have a faction pass. We have season passes for wrestlers. I'm surprised nobody's picked up the Wyatt Six. But that was a great matchup, and I really did think Carino Farmer was going to take that one home. But Dexter Loomis is our victor. So congratulations to the Wyatt Six and Dexter Loomis. All right, so as far as recaps go, we're moving on to episode number 630 now.
Dexter Loomis has his hand raised.
So episode 630 would be in Twitch All-Star Wrestling, and the TAW title is up for grabs as Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Poindexter, Alex Ramon, and Zach Payne would all take part in that matchup. Jey Uso would outshine the others in this match and become the new Twitch All-Star Wrestling champion. And of course, Twitch All-Star Wrestling has been retired. But again, every person that was champion in Twitch All-Star Wrestling will be getting a title shot at our next episode of Wrestle Wars Genesis. That is going to be a huge show. You don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. All right, here we go. We're moving on to the betting rounds. First match of the betting rounds, Braun Breaker challenging Zach Payne for his newly won BMF Underground Championship. That is our next match of the day. And of course, before we get that match underway, we're going to get a betting line open. You guys are going to get a chance to earn some TWA coins. Open those big fat wallets and place a bet on the match. All right. So who walks out TWA Underground Champion? Is it going to be Braun Breaker? Or reigning defending champion, Zach Payne? And I'm going to give everybody 10 minutes to make their bets. Betting lines are open. Betting lines are open. The Fiend is the only one we would claim. Yeah, I don't need the Wyatts. I got my dog, Dirty Dom, in my faction. That you do. Yeah, you know what? Fucking Dom's been doing amazing since becoming part of the Eagle Club. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Not even gonna lie, that's a little weird. Because Dominic Mysterio has had plenty of opportunities, whether it was Wrestle Wars Genesis, Actions All Wrestling, or Twitch All-Star Wrestling, and he's never done well up until the point he joined the Ego Club. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. All right, here we go. Betting lines are open. It is time to turn and burn with our first matchup of the betting rounds. It is Braun Breaker and Zach Payne. It is for the TWA Underground Championship. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Can you imagine if Braun Breaker wins this? Because let's be honest here. When it comes to underground matches, streamer teams not doing so well today. Not doing so well. Not one streamer team has won an underground match today. Starting with Archer. How dare he, by the way? How fucking dare our Legends champion lose in that fashion?
The unpredictable badass of
The unpredictable badass. Future world champion.
Here's a superstar who's intense.
I would be willing to bet that Braun Breaker is in the championship picture by next WrestleMania.
Tough to compete with his power in the
I do think he'll get another crack at the Intercontinental Championship first. I don't see them just dropping that, right? Because nobody beat him for the title. So it's a perfect opportunity, not just at the time to take the title off of him, but it's a great opportunity to make sure he gets a rematch. Because I would like to see Braun Breaker win back the Intercontinental Championship for a third time, by the way, and run it right in to a program for the World Championship, so we could see the Intercontinental Champion versus the World Champion again. We have not seen that in a long, long time. We have not seen that in a long, long time. Anybody else agree with me on that? Does anybody else agree? I know talent when I see it. I could see Breaker winning. How dare you, sir?
Here
So,
we go, guys.
if Zach Payne should lose this matchup, we all know who to blame. And it is his own wrestler. I mean, Zach Payne literally managed by Team Ace Hunter, and Ace is saying, oh, I could see Braun Breaker winning. And here he comes. The reigning, defending Underground champion, Zach Payne, representing the Ego Club and, of course, Team Ace Hunter.
Yeah, he's been dreaming of the holds and attacks he wants to use and how he'll dismantle the opposition.
So, Serene, how are you enjoying the show?
No room for error in the brutal
You haven't seen anything yet. Wait till you see Action Zone Wrestling and Wrestle Wars Genesis. This is, of course, a brand new show for us. Focusing on extreme matches and underground matches, MMA-style matches. It's more combative. We have crazy matches on our other shows as well, but not nearly as often as this show will. But I mean, Ace, how dare you speak that way about Zach Payne? How dare you? And here we go. Championship is up for grabs.
Introducing the challenger from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds.
Is he only 230 pounds? Does anybody else find that hard to believe? I thought that Braun Breaker might be closer to 250. He's a big, thick dude.
Weighing in at 228 pounds, the Wrestling Alliance.
Then you got Zach Payne. He's just under the 230 mark. Just a couple pounds less than Braun Breaker. Look how cut he is. That dude is cut like a Greek god. It's self-deprecation. I loosely base Zach on me. He's much skinnier and more built than I am, but still. I mean, are you calling yourself fat, Ace? Are you pulling a granola right now and, you know, trying to destroy your self-image?
Here we go, we're underway. It's important to remember there are no
Here we go.
In the underground.
Oh!
In this environment, competitors can use anything.
I think Zach actually got a piece of Breaker there. Breaker landed with nobody home, but Zach barely got a hold of Braun there.
Or submission. No pinfalls, no count.
But they flew at each other right off the hop.
God, drilled right into the post.
Zach Payne, you'd almost think Zach Payne came from the Wolfpack. He is a savage creature. Definitely the right leader for the Ego Club. You're 400? I didn't know you were that old. That's crazy. I mean... Oh, I can hear your mom. Hi, Mrs. Gooner. Probably can't even hear me. We got to say hi. We got to acknowledge the parental units, you know.
Oh, Breaker turns the tables.
No, it's fun self-deprecation. I'm not depressed. We're good. Excellent.
I'm gonna get off for a bit anyway.
No problem. You can lurk in the chat room, enjoy the rest of the show, and do what you need to do. Are you going live tonight or later today at all?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You should have a.
I'm during the weekend. I do one of my shows.
You should just have a pop-up show, and you could have a world championship tournament.
You're simply never the same.
Just for fun.
Yeah, that's what I will do that at some point.
Yeah. But all right, thanks for being here. Anyways, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you. Tell your mom I said hi, or it's your stepmom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get that correct. So make sure you tell her we said hello.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, Braun Breaker.
And yes, he's able to get free from that submission hold.
I thought for sure Braun was looking for a submission. Oh! Wow! Zach Payne launched Breaker right off the ring apron. He landed face first on that wooden floor.
Here it comes. Driven down hard.
Damn. That was almost like a tornado Samoan drop right there.
The WWE Universe is pouring more fuel on his fire right now.
There you go, Serene. Luke is off the broadcast now. You can feel free to put any opinion you want back in the chat room. I know you were probably maintaining a period of silence just so you didn't get back. You got to get used to Luke. You'll get used to Luke. Luke argues with everybody. It's what he does. We love Luke. Not only is Zach the perfect leader, he's the only choice after I had to end his traitorous brother for befriending that idiot Carlito. I remember that. Yeah, Zach was not happy with that at all, in any way, shape, or form. 3,341 Archerverse coins in the jackpot currently. You still have a minute and a half, 90 seconds to get your bets in. If anybody wants to bet on the match.
No idea where this one's heading.
Still a little bit of time to get those bets in. Yo, Moon Raider! Sliding into the broadcast booth at a great time. You don't have to fight for acknowledgement. What's going on, Moon?
Adrenaline can make you do crazy things.
Yo, Hell Dog, what's going on?
Oh, what a jumping headbutt.
What's wrong with the TV?
He's out of the ring.
Is it like, is it broke, or is it just something not?
That was nasty. Blow after blow. He's looking rocked. He's just fumbled every offensive attack he's mounted. To the sky. What?
Weird. I wonder if it's got anything to do with like loose cables or anything.
And soaring through the sky.
Like the way it's hooked up.
Taking the action to the outside. Might be taking a breather here.
Gotcha.
Into a spine buster. Impressive.
Man, Serene Smoke got Luke all worked up, eh? That was fun.
And he re-enters into the ring.
That was fun.
Went big and pays for it. I don't care how
Strife says that you have to share your mic. Apparently they can't hear you. So right now I'm basically talking to myself as far as they're concerned. How dare you make it appear as if I'm having a conversation with myself, sir. Serene says, what I did? Oh, nothing. We were just laughing because of the conversation between you and Luke. Don't worry, you'll get used to Luke. Luke is very passionate about Mickie James. Doesn't matter who says what. It's just something we've all become accustomed to. He doesn't mean any harm by it. He just gets worked up. He doesn't like anybody talking trash about Mickie. Unless, of course, it happens to be him for any reason. Oh, you're already used to Luke? Okay. He's just like you? Okay, perfect. Yeah, don't ever take any offense. Most of the time when people are arguing back and forth on this channel, it's out of pure fun. Part of the show. Nothing anybody carries with them, or there's never any grudges held. And if there are people like that, usually like, you know, Strife or Ace or Life, Glenn, somebody takes care of business and escorts the trash out the door. Lets them pirouette out onto the street, if you will.
Slowly getting back up, and he is not.
You come for my fave? It's odd. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what, though? It's fun anyway. We love getting Luke all worked up. It's become one of the fun things to do on our shows, is to see how many times we can get Luke all fired up. Whether it be about Mickey James, Team Arsenal in football, or anything else that we can think of. Talking about his shrine and his many overly priced purchases on eBay for his Mickey James shrine. You understand him deeply? I'm sure he would appreciate that.
This is a good idea. This is going to take more strength than he
But we definitely got him fired up today. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Okay, so the betting lines have closed. There's 3,721 Archivers coins in the jackpot.
You can feel him desperately trying to find a way, and he does.
This has been a badass match so far. Zach Payne and Braun Breaker, a fantastic matchup so far. You see Braun's bleeding from his left eye there. So far, I don't see any Crimson Mask on the champion. And he is measuring Breaker up here. Whoa! He's still in it to win it, though. Back to his feet. Oh! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! I think he just about speared Zach Payne right out of his wrestling boots. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match and our new TWA Underground champion, Braun Breaker, picking up the huge win over Zach Payne. And, you know, Team Ace Hunter, you got nobody to blame but yourself here. You put that out there. You put that shit out there in the universe, and if you put the wrong thing out in the universe, it will respond and react. In your case, Ace Hunter, now former TWA Underground champion. After such a great matchup to win that belt, Braun Breaker. But man, did you see that spear? Did you see that spear? Helldog says you can find Psycho under Psycho 25. You can find Winter Storm 25. Okay, so Psycho 25, Winter Storm 25. Got it. Did you put that in your contract? You did? Okay, perfect. Excellent. That spear was insane. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at the blood all over him. I thought for sure Zach was taking Braun out and retaining that title. And out of nowhere, it was like an AKO out of nowhere, except for it was a Braun Breaker spear out of nowhere. That was insanity. Absolute insanity. But congratulations to Braun Breaker, our new TWA Underground champion. And by the way, that continues the streak, except for our tag team matches, right? We've had no streamer teams successful in Underground matches today at all. At all. It's been nuts. Oh, you haven't put it in Inca contract? Okay, so when you're on Discord, just go down to Entertainment section, and you'll find the Inca contract section in there. It's not overly difficult to find. You'll find lots of stuff on Discord. Champions, former champions, Hall of Legends. There's all kinds of things to look at while you're on Discord at any given time, much less keeping up with conversation. But yeah, done? Excellent. Excellent. What'd you think of that spear, Moon? Did you see that spear by Braun Breaker? Championship winning spear, I might add. That was fucking crazy. Absolutely insane spear. And it came out of nowhere. Like, it looked like Zach had him down for the count and was ready to measure him up, and the next thing you know, Braun Breaker back to his feet and just about took Zach Payne right out of his own wrestling boots. That was nuts. Alright, so I'll issue the payout before I forget. Well, I guess I can't forget because Ace would have let me know. Or somebody would have. Alright, so who walks out TWA Underground champion? It was Braun Breaker. So, over 3,000, I believe it's 3,721 Archivers coins go to Mufasa and Helldog 56. So congratulations, guys. All right, moving on to the co-main event. This is going to be a war. This is for the brand new TWA BMF Underground Tag Team Championships. It is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. A-Town Down Under, they are taking on Phenomenal Soul, the Phenom Joe Lincoln, and CM Punk, and they are inside of a lockdown. TWA lockdown, for those that aren't already aware, you're inside 4 sides of steel. There is no escaping. The only way out is by pinfall, submission, or knockout. Who's going to walk out as the inaugural Underground Tag Team Champions? That's what our next betting line is going to be all about. So let's get that open right now. What do you think, Moon? Phenomenal Soul or A-Town Down Under?
I'll say Phenomenal Soul.
So Moon is going with Phenomenal Soul. You guys will have your chance to make your bet here in a second. All right, so who walks out TWA Underground Tag Champions? Is it going to be Phenomenal Soul, multiple-time tag team champions, and each of them have been champions in singles competition many times as well, so keep that in mind. Or A-Town Down Under, which is obviously Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. 10 minutes to get your bets in. And there you go. Betting lines are open. And again, this is our co-main event for our TWA Underground show. Should be an absolute thriller. Again, it is a lockdown match. 4 sides of steel. You want to win, you got to pin, submit, or KO your opponent. Or opponents. Who knows? Could happen at the same time. I've never seen that happen. I don't know if anybody else has, where 2 people have been pinned at the same time. Actually, wait a minute. I think that did happen. We're going back, I think, season 1 or 2. And I believe it was the Wolfpack actually won a match. It was a Tornado Tag Team match, and both guys had people pinned to the mat, and they won the match that way. That was a long time ago, though. 2,771 Archivers coins already in the jackpot. And, of course, you've got just over 9 minutes to get those bets in. Helldog is going for Phenomenal Soul. Mufasa is 80% Pure Wrestling Championship worthy. And again, we did retire Twitch All-Star Wrestling, but we are keeping the Pure... It's going to be rebranded. It's going to be a TWA Underground Championship, and it's going to be a Pure Submission Championship as opposed to just Pure Championship as it was with Twitch All-Star Wrestling. Wow. Jackpot is jumping up over 6,000 Archivers coins in the jackpot currently. The jackpot is climbing. Actually, there's over 7,000. Just over 7,000 Archivers coins in the jackpot already. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is lockdown time for the TWA Underground Tag Team Championship. Phenomenal Soul, A-Town Down Under. Let's turn and burn. Let's turn and burn. I mean, I prefer not to burn, but turning is fine.
They are ready for
Us poor streamers, our streamer teams, we've been burning enough today as it is. We haven't won one single solitary underground match. Here they come, representing Team Joe Link. It is Phenomenal Soul. It is the Phenom, Joe Lincoln, and CM Punk, Glenola's favorite wrestler of all time. Ace Hunter with another pipe bomb. Callie says, guess it's up to me to make the Ego Club look good today. Anna J, Amber Extreme, you're lucky. There's another match before ours because you're about to go through pure hell. I can actually see that happening. War knocked out tables. And Soul Man. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That was awesome, wasn't it? Man, Glenn went on and on about that for ages, but it was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that was pretty cool. But before that, I do remember a Wolfpack matchup, Tornado Tag Team match, and they did pin their opponents at the same time and got the win. That was a long-ass time ago, though. Pretty sure that was like Season 2 or the end of Season 1. But yeah, I forgot about War. Knocking out the Soul Man and Tables at the same time with a double choke slam. That was fucking phenomenal. Alright, we may as well continue on with our recaps as well. We just saw this man in action, but he was also in action at episode 630. So Braun Breaker would challenge Chairs for the TAW Pure Wrestling Championship. Chairs would take his opponent to obedience school as he would defeat him with ease to become the Pure Wrestling Champion. And of course, on Wrestle Wars Genesis, he obviously won't be getting a shot at that championship because it's not back in circulation yet, but any champion that was in Twitch All-Star Wrestling will be getting a title shot at Wrestle Wars Genesis. Chairs, however, will get his rematch for that very championship, except for rebranded as the TWA Underground Submission Championship at the next TWA Underground. Or who knows, it might even be a house show matchup. Right? We do have mid-card championships that show up in house show matchups from time to time. So, or not a series of house show matches. There were 0 titles on the line. All right, here we go. Underground Tag Team Championships on the line.
The stage is being set for what could be
Showtime and go time for those beautiful Tag Team Championships. I gotta go with Phenomenal Soul here myself. Chairs was the last pure champion, yeah. You can still see a list of all the champions. I put it to a retired section on Discord.
No doubt that the steel cage can become a torture chamber. That's why you see some superstars trying to get over the top.
But he'll be getting an automatic title shot for the new Pure Submission Championship as soon as that's available, because he was the last Pure champion. It's only fair, which is why all champions from Twitch All-Star Wrestling are getting title shots at Wrestle Wars Genesis. That's going to be a big show. You know, it's usually stream previews that most of the time when you see streamer team versus streamer team. But we're going to get a good dose of that because, you know, we had a couple championships, or at least one that I know of for sure, before I retired Twitch All-Star Wrestling. Jey Uso, for instance, was the world champion. So he'll, of course, get a shot at the TWA World Championship on Genesis. Shinsuke Nakamura was Action Zone Wrestling Continental Champion, but he's already been beaten for that title. But yes, Chairs was the last pure champion. He was indeed. Man, the referee didn't even... There was no count there.
They're going to use the cage as a weapon.
Yeah, did you hear the fan in the background? You forgot to count.
And Grayson gets that turn back on him.
Joe Lincoln had him down for a 3 count, but there was no count there.
Insulting. But I guarantee they're going to take great...
There was no count there.
Counters to gain the advantage. High-level ability being shown with each of these counters.
All right, let's see what's going on with the... So there's over 10,000.
Yeah, and after that offense, I think Lawler's confidence only grew.
That's going
Did they do what?
Moment you want to forget it very soon. Oh, stop right to the hand. You got to wonder if there's more animosity in this match than we previously...
Yeah, I believe they did.
And shoulders up before a...
Look at that, still no count.
Not a very effective pin attempt.
There was still no count there. Referee is not counting the pinfalls.
Getting him right into the corner.
It should be pinfall, submission, or knockout. Ooh! Grayson Waller.
Keeping the loss at bay for now.
CM Punk kicked it right away. Still no attempt at a count, though.
Trapping the arms. Oh, what blows to the back of the neck. I think Rage took over.
Grayson Waller dishing out the punishment to the back of the neck of CM Punk. Nice reversal by Austin Theory. I gotta stop betting all my points. Try to save 25K, and I end up betting them before I even get to 10K. Yeah, I think everybody has that problem. We all do that.
Giving a massive effort to overcome the pin attempt.
2 count. Was there actually a count that time and I missed it? Man said 2 count. There was a pin attempt that time? Like an actual... I missed it. God damn it. Of course he'd give it to the opposing team, right? Well, not opposing team. I guess there's no champions right now. It's a brand new championship, so it is vacant. CM Punk locking in the Anaconda Vice. Austin Theory's not having any of that.
We're about to see. No way Grayson recovers from that.
Oh, 2 count only. Hey, the referee learned how to count, ladies and gentlemen. The referee has finally learned how to count. You know what it was? It was probably that angry fan. Did you all hear that? Just a little while ago, there was a fan. You could hear them saying, "You forgot to count." I thought that was pretty cool. I've never heard that before either, by the way. Never heard that before. Another pipe bomb here. Anna says, "We're all going to go through hell, but I can take the pain and I'll use it to put more on you and Amber, so watch what you say, Callie, before it bites you right in the ass." Stern words from Anna J.
We're seeing one response after another. Neither superstar.
What says you, Team Ace Hunter?
Will it be?
And addition out the verbiage to Callie Carter.
How this match is still going on defies all reasoning.
Dishing out the verbiage. Good God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Since when does Lincoln spear people? Just give me 1 second. My wifey is calling me.
That labels Theory as a superstar to watch. Takes a lot of guts to kick out after that maneuver. I'll give him that.
It must be demoralizing knowing you've unleashed your best shot on your opponent to no avail.
I don't know about you two, but I can barely hear my own thoughts. The WWE
I mean, I am still
is
fun, but I
making
can still
their
take a
feelings
moment to
heard
come
loud and clear.
How far away?
Oh, man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow.
Crossing the legs.
Brainbuster to the knee. Hard to tell where Theory is still finding these bursts of offense.
Yeah, Austin making a statement to end this match on his terms only.
Pinfall number 1. Don't forget, this is 2 out of 3 falls. I'm going to be stepping away for just a moment. I do have to go help the missus. I'll be right back. So enjoy the matchup. We still have our main event to go, but I'm just going to be stepping out for just a couple of minutes to go help the missus. I believe she's bringing home some groceries to the mansion. So I shall return. BRB Moon Raider is still on the broadcast booth. I don't know if you guys can hear him now. I think he probably fixed his so that you guys can hear him. But either way, I'll be back. But Moon is on here. If you guys want to ask him some questions, try to get him to sing a song or something like that. I don't know. Either way, I'll be right back.
That's it. Spinebuster! Really working on the leg.
Oh, he got him. Is he going to lock this in? Stunning display of power.
Expertly executed.
There it is, tapping out.
And he managed to pull it off.
He's there. It's now his for the taking.
Into the pinfall for the victory. 2.
And we have new tag team champions. What a moment.
Whenever tag team is on the docket, the mayhem multiplies. Here's the proof.
Phenomenal Soul with the W.
Down under. I swear we actually that's blooming Gasway though. That's blooming Gasway of not being able to use the mic. Like not be able to use the PlayStation 5.
And the Wrestling Alliance
Phenomenal Soul with the win here. Also, the BMF Tag Team
There was carnage in this cage, but you're looking at the team that came out with the win.
It seemed at times like the cage wasn't going to be able to contain all the action, but this team weathered the storm and earned the W.
You actually would have a phenomenal soul. They on there on the EMF tag, the EMF, I think it is, EMF tag team champion. We'll say, I think the first ever. That was the co-main event that was involved too. Main event of the debut of TWA Underground. Where going to use the facilities in the moment.
I have returned. Sorry about that. Had to go help the missus. Wow, I see Phenomenal Soul, our new TWA Underground Tag Team Champions. Fantastic. Congratulations to Team Joe Link. Phenomenal Soul, of course, Phenom Joe Lincoln, and CM Punk becoming the new champions for our brand new show. Fantastic. I do have to issue the payout. What happened with the end of the match? Because I didn't... Who got the pinfall for or knockout or submission for the second fall?
I think it was Joe Lincoln.
Was it Joe Lincoln? So did he get both? He got both, didn't he? I think he might have got both. All right. So who walks out Underground Tag Team Champions? Phenomenal Soul. So there we go. A little over 10K went to Ace Haunter and 3 others. All right, so here we go. We're moving on to the main event of TWA Underground. Let's go. I'll get the betting line open here in just a second. Final match of the day. It is our own matchup. It is called the 3 Iron Men. In this case, it is the 3 Iron Vixen Villains. We got Callie Carter, Dangerous, Amber Extreme, and of course Anna Jay going head-to-head in Iron Man Triple Threat Contest rules. And of course, the winner will become the new and inaugural Women's TWA Underground Champion. So that's our next match of the day. Let me get the betting line open for that. All right, so who walks out TWA Underground Champion? Is it going to be Amber Extreme from Team Joe Link? Callie Carter from Team Ace Hunter? Or is it going to be Anna Jay from Team Mufasa? All 3 women, multiple-time champions. Man, this has been a great show. I'm quite excited to what this show may lead to, especially as far as, you know, extreme matches are concerned. It's been a great show. I mean, our streamer teams haven't done great as far as one-on-one competition and underground matches go, because not one of them have won a matchup so far. It is show number 1, right? So that's going to change eventually. But what a great show. It's been something new and exciting and interesting, and I've got a lot of great ideas moving forward. The TWA Lockdown match for the Tag Team Championships was one of them. Usually we have single matches inside of a TWA Lockdown. I thought it would be great if we could have a tag team matchup in that match format, and it was a great matchup. Phenomenal Soul come out on top as our first ever Underground Tag Team Champions. But lots going to happen in this division, and again, it's a show that's a little bit different than Action Zone Wrestling and Wrestle Wars Genesis, which is why I retired Twitch All-Star Wrestling. I think Action Zone Wrestling is far better than YTD Academy ever was. Twitch All-Star Wrestling used to be YTD Academy. Then when we moved it back to Twitch, we had it competing with Wrestle Wars Genesis. But I think we didn't need 3 shows that were so similar, and this gives us a bit of a change. You know, in between Action Zone Wrestling and Wrestle Wars Genesis, we've got something new and exciting to look forward to. We've got MMA-style matchups. We've got extreme tag team and faction wars. It's going to be a good time. It's been a great show. But here we go. Final match of the day. Main event for the TWA Underground Championship. It is Amber Extreme, Callie Carter, and Anna Jay putting on a show for the masses. So let's rock and roll. Here we go. So any singles championship can also be held in an extreme rule. It doesn't have to be an underground matchup. We're just going to heavily focus on underground matches. But a singles championship in TWA Underground can be defended inside of a lockdown, a Hell in a Cell, a TLC. There's many different, as long as it's an extreme rule setting. That is what TWA Underground is all about. Underground matches and extreme matches, whether it be singles, tag team, or faction. And we will be debuting Trios Championships in the near future. They are ready to go.
So much on the line here tonight, guys, as we look to crown a new champion. That's right, Cole. We're guaranteed
Callie Carter,
to have a new champion at the end of this one. It's not very often
the reigning, defending TWA Television Champion. Looking to become a double champion here. She's got her work cut out for her, though. Anna Jay and Amber Extreme, they are no jokes. They are no pushover. Here comes Dangerous Amber Extreme from Team Joe Link. The former multiple-time champion and tag team champion is Amber Extreme.
We're going to finally have a champion after this one. And you have to imagine these superstars.
Anna Jay has never been a tag team champion, but she's most certainly a former multiple-time champion and has been an absolute tremendous addition to any female roster that we've had. Any female roster we've had. I always represent my female wrestlers a little more than my men. I work hard at all of them, but Callie Carter and Selena Price take the most work out of everyone. We have not had the pleasure of meeting Selena Price, but I mean, do Callie and Selena know each other? Could they be a tag team at some point? How do they come into the same equation, or do they at all? Are they just separate entities in general, or? And here comes Anna Jay, representing Team Mufasa. Reigning, defending Action Zone Wrestling Continental Champion. Ace does have a promotion, yeah. Welcome back in, Luke, by the way. Welcome back in. Callie and Selena went together. Excellent. I mean, what is Selena up to these days? Perhaps Selena should look into inking a contract with TWA.
Guys, we finally crowned a new champion.
I mean, if she's even close to as good as Callie Carter, that'd be a phenomenal tag team to add to the women's division on any of the shows, really.
Champion.
And Byron, it's almost as if she's literally beaming with pride each time she steps into the ring.
And good for her, Michael, though I will tell you that some of her detractors...
It is iron to gold time. The 3 Iron Men. In this case, the 3 Iron Women, or Vixen Villains. Who's going to score the most pinfalls, submissions, or knockouts to become the inaugural TWA BMF Underground Champion? By the way, BMF, if nobody knows already, is baddest motherfucker. The clock has started. 20 minutes. And we crown an inaugural champion.
Could spill out to anywhere in this arena.
Oh, damn. Callie Carter starting off strong, but Amber Extreme. Look at that. Amber Extreme's all over both of them.
She's tossed right out of the ring.
One of the toughest women to ever step foot in a TWA ring is Amber Extreme. Wow, nice reversal by Callie Carter.
Punishing double axe handle.
She didn't keep her eye on the ball, though. Amber made her pay for it. Goes right after Anna Jay as soon as she stepped foot through those ropes. Yeah, I have GRPW, and I'm looking for more people to add, so there's definitely room for Luke, Mickey, and Alexis. Fantastique.
Oh no, trapping the arm. A vicious stomp to the hand. You have to imagine the disdain it takes to repeatedly stop someone like that. Oh, ouch.
Who will be the inaugural champion?
She got put to the test there.
All right, we'll get to more Joe Links match recaps and highlights here.
Her moment could be at hand. She's ready to attack. Look out. What a forearm smash.
So Pretty Deadly would take on New Authority, formerly known as The Ascension, for the Twitch All-Star Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Pretty Deadly would be triumphant in this match as they would defeat The Authority to become the new Tag Team Champions. Of course, Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, Kit Wilson, and Johnny freaking Rainbow.
Turns it into a pin attempt. 2. Fends off the 3 count.
She is still fighting, still keeping this going.
Absolutely no telling what's underneath the ring.
Up next, it was Alondra Blaze, who would defend her Legends Championship against Sarah Suzuki. Alondra Blaze would continue to be a thorn in the League of Nations side as she would defeat Sarah to retain the Legends Championship. And of course, that was the second League of Nations member she had taken out.
Headed out of the ring, but the count is looming.
Luke says, yeah, sure, get all 3. Ace. Luke is down for GPRW.
What a match.
Which is actually GRPW, isn't it? I said that wrong, I think. It's GRPW, yeah? Not GPRW. I said it wrong. I misspoke, if you will.
Rights and lefts, elbows, knees.
Well, what does everybody think? Have you guys enjoyed the debut of TWA Underground? What do you guys think? We already know you like the arena. We all talked about that earlier. But did you guys enjoy the show? It's definitely different than our other 2 shows. Definitely different. Which is a good thing, right? Something a little bit different than normal. Just a little different than normal. Matches with MMA rules, extreme matches. And again, we do have extreme style matches on our regular shows. Just they won't be focused on as heavily as they will be for TWA Underground. TWA Underground, you're guaranteed to see, every single show you're guaranteed to see some Extreme Rules matches or hardcore matches. You know, and I consider an Iron Man match an extreme match. Hardcore and extreme are different, right? You know, extreme is an extreme situation. Hardcore, well, we all know the definition of hardcore. So I consider an Iron Man matchup an extreme type of match because it's a lengthy match, and you have to score as many pinfalls, wins, or submissions as possible during that time limit to try and win that matchup. So it's an extreme matchup. Ace says, bet I'll do that this weekend, more than likely tomorrow, because I also have to upload the last 3 VODs. Yeah, Archer, it's GRPW stands for Ghost Rare Pro Wrestling. Okay. That'll make it easier for me to remember. I mean, I did remember, I just misspoke. At least I thought I remembered. But I was pretty sure I said it wrong, so I was correct about that. I was correct about that. Only 15 minutes to go. So far, no pinfalls, submissions, or knockouts.
She's back in the ring. She's compromised. A-town down. A sit-out match slam. What impact?
No pinfall, submissions, or knockouts as of yet. What I want to see, or who I want to see ink a contract, is Queen Dust. Queen Dust is heavily missed right now. She's been left out of the mix so far in Season 6. She's got to be watching on from home going, hey, how are y'all having these great shows and championship matches without your Queen? How dare all of you? And I got to be honest, I agree with Queen. How dare us? How dare we?
Oh, this is my favorite. The old Royal Butterfly Suplex.
How dare we continue a legacy without the Queen? I wonder what Charlotte Flair thinks of Queen calling herself the Queen.
For the championship.
Although, to be fair, if I'm not mistaken, Moon, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Queen Dust has already had a match with Charlotte Flair and won.
Lining her up perfectly. I will feel what's coming next. Returning to the ring now.
I'm pretty sure she has too. Mind you, I mean, Queen Dust has beaten a lot of people, so there's that. Queen Dust tried to match the legacy of the Jackson family.
Yes, got it. New champion.
What? Wait, hold on.
Here's another.
How can the match be over? Why did... Okay, the referee's been on a meth pipe or something. This is an Iron Man matchup. We still had, what, 14 minutes left of the match? And 2 women just got screwed, by the way. 2 women just got screwed. Because that was the first fall of the matchup. Number 1. Number 2, there was still 13, 14 minutes left on the clock. I only looked up because I heard the bell ring. I don't even know who won. I was reading the chat. Was it Anna J? Mufasa says stupid fucking ref. I know! He's got to be high. Oh, we're going to find out here in a second. Did Anna J win, Mufasa? Spoil it for us. Go ahead. Either way, there's going to be 2 pissed off women. Yeah, look at the look. Did you see Amber Extreme? Did you see the look on her face? Callie Carter. Wow, it was not Anna J. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match. You know, even though that matchup should not be over yet, it was an Iron Woman matchup. We had another 13 minutes at least. But as it is, referee called for the bell. Referee's decision is final, unfortunately for us all. So the winner of the match and new and inaugural TWA BMF Underground champion, and she is now a double champion because she is also the reigning defending TWA television champion. From T-Base Hunter, it is Callie Carter picking up the big W. Did she pay off the ref, though? Like, what the I don't even fucking understand that. Helldog says, boo, stupid ref. No kidding. Ref got into your weed? Ref got into something. Some weed, meth, something. Either way, that was not normal. Damn, another screw job in Canada, Mufasa said. I know, it seems like all the screw jobs happening in Canada. Alright, but that is it. That is all for our debut for TWA Underground. I'm gonna run some house show matches later tonight for Action Zone Wrestling and Wrestle Wars Genesis, and I may, of course, include a couple of house show matches for TWA Underground. We shall see how that works out. They'll be later tonight. But I appreciate everybody for being here. It was not our normal time slot by any means. But I personally, I think that was a fantastic show. And again, it brings something new to the table. So it was fun to watch. And, you know, as far as regular Underground matches went, man, streamer teams got slaughtered today, didn't they? Got fucking slaughtered today. But it is what it is. Appreciate everybody for coming out. That is it. That is all for the day. We didn't even finish our recaps and highlights, but we'll get to that at another time. But we are going to go invade somebody. Somebody that is live. Their superstar was in action today, but they were not here. We're going to go visit Kraken Skulls and see what Kraken Skulls is up to. So we'll see everybody later tonight for some house show matchups. So just pay attention to Discord. I'll, of course, be in the show and discussion room and posting the matchups as they happen. But it's that time of day. You don't have to go home. You do, however, have to get the fuck out of my channel. And we're going to go visit one of our community members, Kraken Skulls. See what he's up to. So let's rock and roll. Let's go over and show some love. We're going to go show some love. Make sure everybody jumps in on the invasion. Do not disappoint. How dare you if you do. Alright guys, let's go. It's invasion time. Invasion time. Alright guys, peace out. We'll talk later. You guys are always awesome. Stay awesome.
What's up, babe?